That was so good. That's that I when I now every time I see you enter the chat when we're about to play a game, that's all I'm gonna see.
Yep. Well, good evening and happy Friday, everyone. It is I, Hunter, aka the Ultra American TTRPGer, and I am here with a very now I can say that he's a very good friend of mine now at this point. As I've only known him for like several months, and in that short amount of time, he has got me hooked on like one of the best games I think I've ever played in the almost like 6-7 years I've been
Oh wow.
playing tabletop games. So how you doing today, Matthew Tapp?
Well, thank you very much. I'm doing great, and yeah, I'm glad to be on the show because I know we've been talking about doing another one, and especially now that we're in the middle of all this Kickstarter mumbo jumbo, I feel like I haven't gotten any sleep. So I'm glad we had some time. Surprisingly, we still have time to game too, but
Yeah, because what we were just talking about behind the scenes before was we played Cloud Empress on this past Tuesday, which first time ever actually playing a mothership type game. But
yeah,
Cloud
it's
Empress
pretty
is a
fun.
hack of it. For those who don't know, Cloud Empress is a hack of that system, but it's science fantasy. So you still got like some of your flying ships, but then you got like giant bugs. Um, you were able to kind of give a description about like what kind of some of its influences were, and I can't remember all their names, so you have to
Yeah,
remind me what.
it's like a Nazca of the Nazca in the Valley of the Wind sort of game, and it was fun. We had a good time. We do stuff like that all the time on the server where we will um go to a different world, and with it we'll play different systems, and that's kind of the whole theme of our game of games is play anything. And so we'll go out and play all these other games, and I know we had that one, and then we've got we tried a playthrough of Beyond This Point Be Dragons. Um, Actually, I can't remember if you were at that one, but it was
I
also
was not. I think that was
it was
no, because you played that during the weekend I was at my little sister's wedding. So
that's right. Yeah, so that one was a really fun one. It was we'll have to play it again sometime, but it's one of the draft copies of D&D, Mark Buffkin's draft copy. But it was fun. Um, but yeah, no, I mean we've been playing a lot of games recently, and one of them that I think you've been super excited for, and I know I'm excited to get to actually run more in the server is going to be the Portal to Adventure with the Arduin and B and Tonusborg. But
mm-hmm. Yeah,
um,
I'm trying to get the Kickstarter up now because I completely forgot to pull up that tab on my end, so we can so
that's
that
all
way
right.
I can remind
Well,
everyone
you,
that
you know what?
there's only 1 week left for that
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
only one
So
week. I've got
yep,
the box
that
right here too, so there it is. And so
yep.
the basic idea of the Kickstarter is it's 3 games by 3 publishers. So you've got Barrows and Borderlands, which is my weird science fantasy, old school style role playing game set in a dark radioactive wasteland of magic, black powder, and dragons. Accompanying it is the brand new art. The art is almost as old as I am. So, and that was thanks to Emperor's Choice Games and Miniatures, who have Arduin, which Arduin is one of the. I'm actually going to get rid of my background here while I'm talking about this, but Arduin is one of the oldest um, sort of weird science fantasy campaigns and settings, and they described a lot as heavy metal D&D. So it was made as add-on rules for original Dungeons and Dragons, and so it adds another 300 pages to the game, and it expands OD&D to be a 100 level system. So it adds another 90 levels to the game. It also adds rules for, well, fantasy, science. You've got sci-fi, aliens, robots, um, and you've got very advanced firearm rules. But when I was teaming up with Emperor's Choice Games to do this, we realized how much our systems meshed well together, because with Barrows and Borderlands already being science fantasy and based on OD&D, so it's a complete system that now, instead of this modifying original Dungeons and Dragons, it will modify Barrows and Borderlands and pretty much just add another 300 pages of content to the game. But these are reprints of the original 3 booklets plus the alternate art cover of the first booklet. So Errol Otis did the original cover for the Arduin Grimoire, and this is also one of his first artworks. So he kind of started with Arduin, and we've got the Greg Espinoza cover, and yeah, it's an awesome game. And then we've got the Lost Dungeons of Tonisborg, which not only is it a 10-level mega dungeon, it's one of the first mega dungeons ever created by Greg Svensson, who lost his notes, and then they found them years later, and with Griffith Morgan and them, and Fellowship of the Thing, we were able to get everything, or they were able to get everything compiled, published, and in addition, have half the book be on running old school games and how they actually played back in the day. So it's a full game system in here as well. And when you add all three together, you've got the Portal to Adventure. So even without like the bonus book, you've also got 800 pages. So that doesn't count the alternate covers. You also get 2 other adventures. So you get the Rancid Maw and you get Dracula in Space. So the Rancid Maw is based on David Hargrave's original, the first published Arduin dungeon map. And then Dracula in Space is my weird awesomeness where you go up and probably die on a ship with Dracula on it. But
so as you all can see, as I have shared on my stream many times before, I'm showing you the Kickstarter to the Portal Adventure. We are at 33.5K currently, and we're at almost 200 backers. So it is crazy just because this thing blew up like way more than I expected it would have, probably, because I think it got backed fully in like what you said, under an hour.
Yeah, it was less than an hour. What's funny is we had the goal at 5,000. Well, okay, so the original idea was we were just going to make a certain amount of them, and we were like, okay, we'll make 50 of them, and it'll just go up on the website. And then we were like, well, what if more people want them, or maybe less people want them, or whatever was actually going to be the case. And so we were like, I guess we have to do Kickstarter just to know how many people want it, so I know exactly how many to print. But yeah, it was less than an hour. We were hanging out in the Discord. I was going to make a night of it, and then we were like, oh, well, okay, that's done. And then now it's like 5 times the current amount. And then we have hang on, what's yes, so now we're at like 4 times as much as we actually wanted, and or we're expecting, I should say. And now we've got a week left, so chances are it'll be even more. But once this is over, we're not printing anymore. We have, maybe there will wind up being, because we already ordered a set amount of boxes, so if there's any extras, those might go up, but they're not going to be for the discount that you get with this Kickstarter. So it winds up being about, we say 52% off of everything, but we didn't count any of the adventures in that. So it actually winds up being like 65 to 70% off the actual cost of retail. Yeah, you're showing. Yeah, see, these are some of the descriptions of what you get. You can do the $30 tier and get the newly made PDFs of the original trilogy, which we went in and made sure there are bookmarks on all the PDFs. And then you've got, well, that was a big one, because after I made the PDFs, we had to go through and take every single page in the grimoires into Photoshop and make sure every one of them looked nice. Dave was actually able to find the original scans for a lot of the art in the book when we were collecting it and putting it together, and the original pages. And I mean, it's almost 50 years old, so but we were able to get it the highest quality that Arduin's ever been produced at.
Yeah.
But
And then if you want the whole box, it's $145. You're getting basically an entire box of goodies for like half off almost
yeah,
for all the stuff you're getting. And then you also have what we all some of us like to jokingly call the Ultra Pledge, which also includes a UV protective case that you can put in your box in. Which for me, I'm just gonna be pulling it out of that constantly, more than likely. So
yeah, dude. And the acrylic box is also, it's UV resistant. I think the front and backs are like 5 millimeter thick, and then the sides are 8 millimeter thick. So they're pretty sturdy. I know I'm getting one of the acrylics. I think Jay on the server with us is getting one of the acrylic boxes, and I was surprised with how
I
many
am.
people really wanted the acrylic boxes too, because that was a funny story. It was actually one of the last things we added to the order, because the company that were doing the outer boxes for us were like, well, we got this too, and we are like, well, that's pretty cool. So we were like, let's go with it, let's do it. But and yeah, we got
Yeah,
miniatures.
trying to.
We've already blown past all the stretch goals except for the $35,000 one, I think. So you're already, in addition
Which
to
I
all that, getting 3 miniatures with the bundle box.
which I am very hopeful that I'll be able to reach that before the weekends, because there's always usually like a final stretch little thing. So,
Yeah,
and
well,
I
here's
also
here's the thing. If
go ahead.
if we blow past that stretch goal, that last one there, we do have one surprise stretch goal that isn't announced yet, but we'll see what happens. But there's a chance that there might even be an entire another book in the set if we can get past that last stretch goal. So it'd be quite wild. We've got some that adds another 64 pages to the.
Yeah, and I actually one thing that I really appreciate, I love that you guys made the PDFs for all that stuff like $30, because that's one of my
Yeah.
biggest things now that I've noticed lately is PDFs. People make them so expensive now,
Oh my gosh.
and it's
Yes.
crazy. So I've been running around. So I've been kind of running the idea of a new, like the hashtag M tag, make tabletop affordable again,
Yes.
because I
Well,
feel like.
well, I'll let you go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that
Okay.
with Barrows and Borderlands, that was one of my things, because whenever I was trying to price the box set, I make all the booklets by hand, all the character sheets, and I print it all out here in the shed. Um, and I get the boxes in, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of cost in the back end. But when I was trying to price the box set, I'm like, I don't pay more than $60 for a singular game usually. So I'm like, I will not set this price above that. It just can't. And so that was one of the things with the singular box set, and then also with the Arduin trilogy and all this big Kickstarter thing. We're like, we want this to be obtainable for the whole thing, and then obviously $145 isn't cheap, but with what you're getting, it's like I said, like 60% off of what it would be um, at retail. But yeah, if you get the PDFs are 30, um, and like we said, we got bookmarks on all of them. We made sure they all look good, and I had to like I said, Photoshop every single page of the Arduin trilogy, one at a time, to make sure that they look good. Um, but yeah, I mean, at this day, like PDFs are sort of a given, especially when you get the hardback of something, and at least I think they are. And
There's been a few times where I have bought books from different places, and they didn't give the PDF. I think the most notorious one, which I'm surprised, was when Palladium does not do PDFs with their physical
oh, I
book
didn't know that.
purchases. Because I had bought because he had a big book sale like last year, and I ended up buying a copy of Rift's Chaos Earth,
Oh,
because that
okay.
was one of the games I was looking into. But I never got a thing about PDF or anything. So actually, well, I tried to reach out to them and they never responded to any of my messages. So I actually go to a friend who is friends with Kevin. I forget how you pronounce his last name. The guy who made Palladium.
Hmm.
I know a friend of his, and I had to ask him what was going on, because I tried to message no anything, and they say, oh, they don't do PDFs for the books. So I ended up having to buy the PDF when it went on sale on drive-through one day. So
It's funny because after doing the PDFs for Arduin and Barrows and Borderlands as well, it's a surprising amount of work that goes into those digital files. Like especially when you're doing the bookmarks for everything, and you're sitting there and you're trying to make all the links work and all this extra stuff. But no, I mean, yeah, we were always going to do the PDFs are very important. And then even right now, you could go and get the PDF version of Radioactive Boogaloo for free off my website, and that one has the full compatibility guide for the Kickstarter and how to mix all the games together. Because that's another thing with this system is it's 3 different games mixed together, like in a stirred pot, which allows you to have 35 plus classes and 65 plus races and hundreds of monsters just all over the place. So, and we also have like continued support for it too. So after it's out, everybody will be able to come onto the Discord and actually play it with us. Maybe they'll hop in your game or hop in my game, and we'll run some cool stuff and try other systems too. We like to mix everything together.
Well, if they ever hop in my game, because I still got a tomb that needs exploring.
Yeah, dude.
Still,
oh man, imagine taking Arduin characters into the Tomb of Horrors. It'd be even worse, dude. You know, like we also have like on my website barrowsandborderlands.com, we have some compatibility guides for like other systems, because you know a lot of the guys on the server, they like Shadow Dark, and I got a few guys on there like DCC and stuff like that. So I'm going through and I'm making compatibility guides for each of those games. So if you get this Kickstarter, you'll actually be able to use it in your favorite system. I'm eventually going to have a compatibility guide for 5e on the website that I'll type up on the. Yeah, I will.
Well,
you know,
which version is the question? 2014 or 2024?
I don't even know how 2024 works. So I know how.
Okay, so
I know
2014. That's
works.
okay. That's acceptable. I can accept 2014 5e.
Well, the thing is, there's still a lot of folks that play it, and they haven't made the move to go backwards. And you know me, I'm definitely the kind of guy that's like, you know, play whatever game you like at your table. I have a certain way I like to run my games, but I'm not here to like hop in people's homes and be like, don't play the game that way, you know. But
that just means you're going to take all these short little stat blocks you made and just make like full pages for each monster, and you're going to have your own like separate monster manual book for Barrows and Borderlands.
No, dude, if my compatibility guide is less than or is more than 1 page, then it ain't worth it. But
Shadow Dark ruined monster descriptions for me, because you open Shadow Dark and you can get 10 monsters on 1 page because it's all like that much.
Well, you know, when you look in Arduin, I'll actually pull up a couple of the monster descriptions if you want to.
Yeah, let me get that camera back on there.
I'll go in. So right here, this is one of the pages with new monsters. This is the 3rd set of new monsters. This is an Arduin Grimoire 3. But you see they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 on a 2-page spread. So they're very good about the concise stat blocks, and they're literally hundreds of monsters. Just this one book has 100 new monsters, and that doesn't even include Arduin Grimoire 1 or Arduin Grimoire 2. And then in Radioactive Boogaloo, this is one of the new art covers by Michio Akamura, who made this art before I was born. He was one of the OG Arduin artists, and he actually went on to work for Diablo at Blizzard. But you know, he thanked David Hargrave. I can't remember where, but he thanked him somewhere in Diablo, and I think too, like the final boss wound up being like a Doom Guard from Arduin. So, but you know, and here we've got tons of monsters as well, and I try to keep my stat blocks fairly concise. Arduin has me beat on that though, because I don't know how Hargrave managed to squeeze everything down with so much flavor.
And then because I like always like to show a comparison, because I'm running my first ever 5e game using Curse of Strahd, and this is literally all that 1 page here on the left. That's all Count Strahd right there.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Entire page, yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, like to share that often when I talk about monster stat comparisons. Which I mean, I'm not. I like. It's not. How do I want to say it? Like, I like it. It's like it doesn't bother me, but I also don't like it at the same time.
Well, my thing when I'm running a game, I like them to be concise, but I like them to give me enough that I get some flavor with it, you know? Like
Yeah,
if we look
because
at I'll actually pull
I
one of these up.
I think
Um
your biggest section in the main Bears Borderlands when it comes to monsters is like just your dragons and maybe some of your dinosaurs, but
yeah, the
none of them
demons.
aren't too crazy.
Yeah. Well, here I'll actually just I'll do one of the monsters from Arduin. So we've got the a new dragon type called the Shadow Dragon. They are known
Ooh,
as Night Dragon, also known as Night Dragon. So that's something that Hargrave does a lot. He has multiple names for the same creature, and that's because multiple cultures call these things different things. But anyway, it's a 13 plus 1 hit dice creature. And the way that Hargrave ran his creatures, he didn't roll their hit dice. He just gave them max health. So that'd be
mhm.
13 plus 1. So that'd be 14 times 8 hit die or hit points. And then, so skipping ahead, this thing has a breath weapon that literally, if you're less than 4 hit dice, instant death, no save. Anything else,
Nice.
it drains 13 life levels from you. So this is like, yeah, this is like late game monster. Hopefully the party's like level 50 before they run into this thing. And it's immune to everything like fear, confusion, cold, acid, poison, and of course it's immune to life drain itself. But he goes in here and he talks a little bit about the flavor. He says a dragon of black shifting shadows with eyes of weird prismatic light. Those it looks at are confused for D10 turns. Save is still 1 turn, and it's also a caster dragon. But yeah, no, I mean there's tons of cool stuff, and then the adventures as well. We keep those room descriptions
Yeah, but
light.
no, I saw above Night Dragon you had the Rainbow Dragon, and all I thought was just that dragon going, "Yes, Queen."
Well, hey, the rainbow dragons are also kind of scary, man. They are the
Yeah,
rainbow
it's got three
dragons,
heads. I saw that. I
3
was reading it
heads.
while you were.
Yep, they're the tri dragon or the blue headed dragon. Those things are
Yeah.
also quite deadly. But and like our dungeon descriptions, I keep them in the style of Hargrave. So even with Dracula in Space, our room descriptions are brief, but they give you flavor. Like I'll read one of the room descriptions here. So, spoiler if you're playing in the game, don't listen to this bit. But so let's see. Here's a good one here. The floor of this room is made entirely of a single piece of white and gray marble. The walls and ceiling are made of a strange, otherworldly white stone. On the ceiling is a massive mural of the Milky Way galaxy. There's a large 6x6x3 metal table in the center of the room. It has black mirror display on the front of it, or on its surface, and shows star charts and navigational points across the violet. If identified on item identification table C, go check out B and B to know what that is, but you can figure out where those lead to. And then in the room are invisible death bots, which also
No,
quite deadly, but
no. I think
yeah,
Life Rock just gave you big hugs.
exactly. Um, but yeah, no, there's tons of stuff to do, and um, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're definitely gonna be playing in a lot of it. Um, I know Fox is also quite excited. Fox off RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he has become also kind of a good friend of mine. It's like, well, I had known him before we even got into Barrels of Borderlands. Though actually, hold on, I'm gonna bring just the two of us up for a moment to talk.
Yeah,
So, well, I mean, we'll still come back. We'll show more of this as the stream goes on. We're probably gonna run a little late, more than likely, because there'll be so much to talk about. So I will remind y'all ahead of time that Friday nights is also at 8 p.m. At least for me, 8 p.m. Central Time is when the Dungeon Delver does a lot of his Friday streamings. And I believe his Friday streaming, instead of being a Gamer World, they're running a Call of Cthulhu game currently with it being
yeah,
October. So
I think he is.
I think this is going to be the last week they're doing it. I don't know if they're actually going to still continue next week or not because I think Halloween is on Friday next week. So I don't know if that's actually what they're going to do or not. So if you decide at 8 o'clock you want to dip and you want to go watch the Dungeon Delver, you go on right ahead and tell them that the Ultra American TTRPG sent you.
It's gonna be
So
quite fun.
yeah, because no, I remember now what I was going to talk about. How I found out about Barrels of Borderlands in the first place was seeing Lord Mattias's unboxing video with the second printing box when he got it. And that's what I'm like, wait, science fantasy? White box version game? Okay. It's like, where do I get it? So, and I think
Yeah,
that's how I ended up following you. We started talking. I got the game. You provided me onto the Discord server, and it just went on from there, basically.
yeah, man. And then we've just been playing ever since. I mean, it's been fun. I've enjoyed all of it. I've enjoyed running games, playing of y'all's games. I think we've got like 8 games coming up, 6 games, because we got one
Something
tomorrow.
like that. So
Yeah. So hey, if any of y'all want to come hang out, discord.gg/Barrows and Borderlands server, hang out with us, play in one of our deadly games. So, but yeah, we've got a game tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern. So I guess it's 5:30 for you. Knowing
I can post the. Sorry, I was gonna say I can post the server link in the chat if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, y'all come join us. I mean, the server's open. We also have on Sunday we've got a Bible study. So if any of y'all want to come hang out, and our last Bible study was quite fun. You were there for that too, Hunter. We went over John, and we like to hang out and have fun on the server. You don't have to come to the Bible study if you don't want to. Nobody's gonna make you. But yes, Sunday that same day at 8 is when Chance is running his Call of Cthulhu game. Monday, we've got John. Bingus Boppus is going to be running a game finally. He's been working on his 52 level mega dungeon. So he has not been running games in the past like 2 months, but he'll be back and he'll be running some. He's deadly, dude. You think I'm deadly in my games, man? Oh man, John's brutal.
I believe it was a game of his. I remember I played it, I think, for a little bit. I think it was just a weird, just one random one-off adventure that we just did.
Yeah, I think probably some like wilderness exploration or something. Here's the thing about John. John has no thoughts at all about, like, dude, he's like, okay, yeah, 13 T-Rexes. Like, whoa, John, chill.
Says the guy that dropped a zombified rad T-Rex on us in one game.
Hey, look, it was cool.
It was cool. I had to admit, me and my Alex Jones spin-off of a character that I was playing in for the first time too that session.
Dude, y'all rolled that on the random encounters. And I was just like, oh no, y'all were all level 1.
And all we could do was run. We could not fight the thing. We just ran.
Y'all ran from it for like 30 miles on the hexes. Y'all would like camp and then keep running the next day. And then I think we had a kaiju fight by the end of it. Well, sort of. We had another encounter get rolled up with a bunch of giant like sandworms. They're not sandworms.
Yeah, some kind of giant worm creatures. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so what did we do? Oh yeah. We let some of y'all take over some of them, and the rest of y'all take over the T-Rex and just run the fight. And then I also do in-person games. So if anybody's in the Charleston, South Carolina area, November 15th is our next in-person open table game. So that'll be fun. Yeah, we've got 15 to 20 folks that show up to in person, but our server's at like 169 people so far. But we've got all that stuff, and when the Kickstarter comes out, you'll have a place to play the game with us. So maybe run some games of your own. We have a referee. What should we call it? Like a submission process. Basically, you come in there and you can run your own games, like whatever you will like. If you don't want it to be like part of the main campaign, you can just run a game in the server. I don't care. But if you want to like run in the actual campaign world that we're all playing our characters in, you run a couple for the refs, and if it goes well, then you get the ref tag and you can go crazy. And all of the characters in the world are playing in. We're doing 1-to-1 campaign. So a day in the real world is a day in the game. So when you go from one referee's table to another, you're taking sometimes the same characters over. So a lot of things have to be tracked in the background and all that. But that's why we have that little vetting process to make sure like they know how it's how it works. But you're one of the refs, and
yep.
I think we've got 10.
Because I remember we were talking about. I think because I remember asking you like, I want to run some games for the server when your little campaign. How do I get to become that? It's like let's just schedule a day that we can all that the like you play a game for the other reps. We'll see what happens. And then I remember like for like a week straight, I was trying to think what exactly I would run. And then I decided, well, some of these guys like to try to make really powerful characters, or I played so long that the characters are powerful.
Yes.
And what better? And then I remembered because I was listening again to the podcast when we were wizards. I listen to that one like constantly sometimes because it's such a good podcast series. I talked about like Gary Gygax, the Rise and Fall of TSR, all the stuff about like the original versions of D&D from basically 0 edition all the way up to I think 2nd edition, I believe. And that's what I remembered. I got to the episode where they talked about when he ran Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
For all his players that made like these OP characters or max level characters that were always trying to just get away with anything and everything. And he's like, I'm going to make this module and mess with him with it a little bit, basically. And I remember, so I bought, because I already had like because you can find the PDFs almost anywhere now if you look hard enough. But I bought that, but you can still buy, because I got this on drive-through, this little booklet. And I bought this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have them all make max level characters, and I'm going to run them through this module, but I'm not going to tell them what I'm running.
I'm just going to add real quick. All of this to say, my character wound up naked outside the dungeon within 2 hours. So, like, he was running Tomb of Horrors as written, man. We were not having a we were not having a successful expedition into the dungeon.
Because I think I got like 5 or because I had y'all bring like 3 or 4 characters on backup, and I killed like 5 or 6 in like the 4 hours the 3 or 4 hours we played alone.
I died in the first room. Remember, we opened the wrong door and it caved in, and I'm like, oh, time to bring in my next character.
That's right, because it's got the 2 false, for spoilers for those who haven't played the original version of Tomb of Horrors. 2 of the doors are false doors, where one will just collapse in on you, and the other, I don't remember what it does, but it has some sort of effect. And then you have to find the middle door, and then in the middle door, and then once you go in, you have to make sure to avoid where all these different doors are. Dude. And then I remember afterwards when you said that when I showed everyone the picture of the face on the wall, that's when you told me, you were like, oh no.
Yep. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I know where we are. This is bad. And dude, it was good. I think too, if I was to run that for some of the guys, I'd be evil and I'd switch which door is the right one. So sometimes it'll be the one on the left, sometimes it'll be the one on the right.
I honestly thought about doing that too at first, but I'm like, you know what? I went through like I bought like several different versions of this map to try to find a good one that I can use for like Owlbear Rodeo, so I can track where y'all were.
Yeah.
In the game, because I didn't have it on screen, but behind the scenes, I had the map up on Owlbear Rodeo for my view, and I had all your tokens there, and I was like, okay, where's everyone on this map?
Right.
And that way, that's how I was able to give like you like perfect description of like how big the hallway is, how far down it goes, because I had that map right there, and I was going off of that. So,
well, you know me, I'm crazy, and I like to have my rooms be quite oddly shaped because I have dungeon craft in the way of David Hargrave, so. My maps are a nightmare for players to try and understand. I heard you just had an experience with that last game with Brian.
That one freaking section. Like I was doing fine up until that point.
Yep.
Because it was supposed to be like, it was like, oh, you were in this room, it's like a trap story, and then there's a 5-foot wall, and there you don't see, and then it's open space above. And I'm just like, wait a minute,
dude. It was I didn't play in that one, but I heard the story, and I'm like, I think it was Fox that told me, he's like, Hunter didn't like your dungeon, man. He did not like that layout. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine, man.
Well, it's like I don't even know how the rest of it got. It was just that one section that I was trying to visually picture it in my head so I can draw, because I can then transfer to how I would draw on the map, and it was just not computing, and it frustrated my tism too much at that point. Well, like
I have a feeling.
I feel bad for Brian because it's like I wasn't trying to take it on him, but I was so frustrated. Like, it doesn't make sense,
dude. The radioactive boogaloo sample dungeon was the one he's talking about. So if y'all download that on my website right now, you guys can play that. But yeah, no, the dungeons are a little wild, and it's a callback to Hargrave and Arduin. And that was something we were talking about a little bit before stream, like because for you, whenever this Kickstarter was just starting out, you had not heard of Arduin yet. So
Well, I want to get to that in a bit, but the
yeah,
one thing I do want to make sure, because I know you pretty well, I think at this point. Like I know like a little bit about you, how you came up, but my audience doesn't know you. So
oh, I
one
guess
thing
that's
I wanted to
true.
make sure.
Yeah.
So and speaking of the devil, Brian is actually in the chat.
There we go. Don't feel bad. I got your back with that ochre jelly. Yeah, man.
Yeah, my first character death in Barrows and Borderlands, my Dark Starborn thief.
Dude, yeah, Brian's also one of the refs on the server. He's been pretty good, I think. From what I heard, that was a good game and it went well for
It
folks.
was. It was a good
So,
game. It was those. It was just that jelly
oh
that got
man.
us by surprise. I'm like, well, after my my crash that I had earlier, I kind of deserve that. So
Well,
so for my listening audience, who exactly is Matthew Tapp, and exactly what was the journey that led to where we are now with Barrows of Borderlands and Portal of Adventure?
yeah. So, Matthew Tapp. I'm a game designer, and but my normal day job was working in film, and like I worked on well, a couple shows you might have seen, but I'm not going to go into all that. But as far as game design goes, we've been playing tabletop role playing games for over a decade. I think we're about to be on our 12th year. So, um, and we've always ran games not as they were meant to be played. So we started with 5th edition back in 2014 when it came out. I was in high school. I just turned 15 when we were getting into it. So
I would have already been in my 20s because I graduated high school in 2011.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't graduate till 2017. I'm 26 now, folks, for y'all. But we started with 5th edition. We played that for many years, but we never really read the rules too deep. Maybe some of my players did. I didn't.
does anyone?
Yeah, well, I was like, okay, here's how you make a character. Moving on. I'm just gonna make the rest up as we went. And then we branched out and started playing other games. Eventually, we played Pathfinder some, and then I was like, this really isn't. It's not getting that feel of a game that I'm really looking for, because I wanted to have almost like an MMO, but in a tabletop game. I wanted players to be building their houses and doing domain play and having armies and going from table to table. And so eventually we started moving backwards. And I think my first branch out towards the old school games was Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea by Jeffrey Talanian. And then from there, we just kept going back and wound up on original D&D. And then I said, okay, this is where I want to start from. So I played original D&D, and then we changed everything into Barrows and Borderlands. So I took my favorite parts of my favorite games and made up some of our house rules and put them in there. And now we've got this massive, weird science fantasy game that we play. And the final version of Barrows and Borderlands didn't release until earlier this year, in the box set that you guys see. But that was a big journey too, was figuring out how to make all that happen. But
It's knowing you say final, but I have a feeling that at some point there's going to be like, well, 4th printing.
well, like if anything else if anything else gets added to Barrows and Borderlands, it'll be in the Radioactive Boogaloo free PDF. So
Yeah, probably.
if I may or may not have a like a Jedi class that I'm working on, but we'll see how that goes. That's also the home for like my weird rulings that probably won't be used much, but I still think they're cool. So like a Jedi class. But and then I originally wasn't going to publish my rule system for Barrows and Borderlands because it was just the game we played. And eventually my players convinced me that I should publish it. I should do that. And I was like, are you sure? I really don't want to, because that's a lot of extra work. But I eventually did, as you see. And then, the Arduin guys and Griffith Morgan from Fellowship of the Thing and Secrets of Blackmore, I got in touch with them. Griffith first, who then introduced me to him and Baron on the server, Mark. He reached out to, or they reached out to the Arduin guys, said be George and Dave from Emperor's Choice Games and Miniatures. And yeah, so they got me on board with some of the Arduin stuff, and they I guess they liked what I was writing. They said that it was very much so in the vein of David Hargrave, what I was working on. I had never heard of Arduin before speaking to them, but now I've been entrenched in all the history of it. But anyway, so long story short, everything came together for this big bundle Kickstarter because it just was like one thing after another. It started with, boxes to do Arduin. And then we're like, reprints for the old Arduin. And then we're like, well, we could have like a compatibility guide of how to use this in B&B. And then Griff was like, well, you guys can we can put Tonusborg in there and have it like be a bundle set. And I'm like, oh, this is getting big. So, but we made it all come together, and I showed the box set earlier. Now all of it's just being printed as we speak.
So when was because I came on when you were doing your second printing run of the boxes.
Yeah.
When was the first printing boxes? When were those released?
I think that was May
of this year or last year?
This 2025.
So this is still a fairly just brand new game, and
yeah,
it's basically like, because the amount of people that I don't think there's ever a stream or a call that I'm on that's CRPG related, and I don't mention this at least once now.
Oh, that's cool.
At this point, just because.
Yeah, you've got the hardback there too.
Yeah, the newest one with the art by Castle Grief, who is also the creator of Calarath.
Yeah, Castle Grief is awesome, man. If y'all hadn't, y'all should also go check out his game. Calarath is lots of fun. We use it in our campaign too. It's great for solo play.
He's working on a kind of, I don't know if it's going to be science fantasy, but it's a science fiction based game now that uses the Calarath, the Grief engine, the rule system as he's calling it now.
It's called the
Arathi sector, I think.
Arathi sector, yeah. I'm gonna get that, man. When he releases,
he's got I think it's a chainmail clone called Lords, I believe is what it's going to be. But he also has a kill chain, which is one that I use if I ever want to do something chainmail like.
Yeah, the Lords is going to be his OD&D plus chainmail setting. So it's a setting to play OD&D plus chainmail, and then he's added some stuff from his grief system in there. I'm looking forward to that one too. I mean, Castle Grief, and his art really draws people in. So for me, he's got a customer for life. He will 100% be doing more Barrows and Borderlands art in the future. It's kind of funny because I joke about the Kickstarter is doing well right now, and I was like, oh yeah, Castle Grief is going to be a very rich man.
A rich man. Yeah, because I mean, it's that old school like art style of what D&D used to be. Like I don't know if you ever saw the video I did with Tony, the creator of Dystopian Dawn, which is a future Earth post-apocalyptic game. But he does a lot of the work in that as well. And one of the things I also credited him for in that book was the old school feeling of the artwork style as well.
Oh yeah, dude. Arduin has some of that cool stuff because, like I said, the Errol Otis, that was like where he got his start doing art in the tabletop scene, because he did the first art for Arduin. And there's actually a section in the beginning of Arduin, which I always think is really funny. So I've got one of the reprints right here, but you'll laugh at this one. The artwork contained within this book is the sole effort of a very talented young man named Errol Otis. 10 years hence, I'll be proud to say I knew him when. So Hargrave knew it was going to come. And, so next year, they're doing a collection that'll have the other, because Hargrave did, I think, a total of 9 grimoires. And so, the one in the Kickstarter, the original 3, that's like core Arduin, and then he sort of expands it out as he went down the years. But anyway, they're having a collection of all of that next year in just a hardback, and Errol Otis is doing the cover art for it again. So he will have done the first Arduin and the capstone Arduin printings which would be really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, no, and I know too that like as far as how we got into playing games like this, um, obviously I've been playing these big tables and all this for a little while, but a lot of the things that you've been seeing change recently on the server, you can go back to Hargrave with that too, because in his trilogy, it's not just a bunch of mechanics to add. He also teaches you how to referee those old school style games, and how he ran his table. So apparently Hargrave ran his table like how we do ours, just without Discord and Google
Yeah.
Forms.
Yeah, just think
So,
of how you gotta think of like how different it was playing games back then versus where we are now.
dude,
Because you would have to like try to find people to get to your table like in person, put not in newspaper, whatever. Whereas nowadays we can just go online to Discord or Roll20 or heck, there's sites like Start Playing where
yeah,
people can pay now if they want to have someone run games for them, and it's just like because I have more success getting people to play online now than trying to get in person games to happen.
well, like what we have on the server, one of the biggest things that I've been trying to make sure is that the barrier for entry is very low. Getting on there, you saw that video Fox and I put together of just like, okay, how do you play in the server? Here's a quick start guide to it, and it's got little timestamps and everything.
Yeah.
So there's that, and you and I'll probably get on and make some more stuff too, because I can think of some things that because we need to have a video talking about like solo play stuff on the
Oh
server
yeah,
and how
definitely.
folks can
Because
do
I
that.
next because especially what I'm playing now with because like I was telling you before. So for those who don't know, a game that I do also talk about every now and then is called Red Die System. This was a fairly new game I backed last year. And if you are familiar with Savage Worlds, it's kind of like that, except with half the rules. And instead of being a target number, I have a die and you have a die, and then we roll against each other to see who gets the higher,
Like
and then
opposed
things
roles.
happen depending on the results.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be fun to run.
well, the same author he released two new books that expands on the magic and expands on the bestiary. And I was just sharing those books around because I got those in the same day I got this. And I started sharing those different servers, and I had so many people ask me, "What's Red Die System?" And so I'm now talking about this game with other people, and I'm like, I need to cover this game a little more. I'm not
Yeah.
doing enough for this apparently. And what I started doing is I saw this and I looked at this and I'm like, the game I did I'm going to do next year after the holidays. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer how to do Barrels of Borderlands with the red die
Oh,
system.
that'll be pretty cool.
So, like, I don't know if you heard me mention it like back behind the scenes before we started, but I just went through all the main races that are in this book, and I kind of tried to transfer them as best as I
Oh,
could
that's
to how
cool.
they would be in the red die system. The mutant one was a little hard, but
You'll
I
have
kind
to let
of
you'll have to let me know when you've got those notes together, because we could have something up on the site for compatibility stuff. I
exactly
mean,
that's
that'd
kind
be
of the
pretty cool.
idea. Once I get to that point, because it'll be a little while. I'll probably do like a couple live streams being like, hey, come watch me make my compatibility of Barrels of Borderlands with red die system. So you could be rocking around through the Barrels of Borderlands and use the red die system for it instead of a OE white box if that's not your entire jam.
Yeah, and you can come
So
play it with us. So, I mean, one of the cool things, I think I brought it up earlier, but like a lot of the guys in the server, they also play Shadow Dark, and
mhm.
I have Shadow Dark right here on my shelf.
Yep,
We
I got literally half of this tote that's under my desk right here. It's all Shadow Dark stuff.
we run all kinds of stuff in the server, but the way I run my campaigns, if you showed up to the table with a Shadow Dark class and race or whatever, and someone else showed up with a B&B class and race, someone else showed up with an Arduin one, or maybe they have a mixed character where it's literally all three together, uh, which you could easily do. I mean, the way I would describe it, like let's say you're playing like a Shadow Dark fighter, I would call you a Shadow Fighter as your class, and
Nice.
then
That would be
let's say
cool.
you're picking the Green Skull race from Barrows and Borderlands. Boom, boom, you've got both of those, and then hey, what's up, Michael Dale?
This is the guy that made the my new intro theme song. This is the dude.
Nice, that was
So
a good intro. It's exact. It fits Ultra so well that I'm trying to figure out now how to get that on the server, so every time you enter a room, it plays it. Um, that'd be so annoying. You're just gonna leave and come back every 5 minutes, but
The
No,
problem is that would be something I would do.
we need to talk to Robert on the server. You remember how every time he enters the chat, it plays some sort of song or whatever? We need to
Oh,
ask
I
him how he
think
did
so.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk to him about how he did that. We'll make that happen. But anyway, so you could play Shadow Dark class, B&B race, and then let's say you've got the firearm. You're walking around with an AK-47 from Arduin, or you're using even better. Let's say you're doing a Shadow Dark magic user and a green skull from B&B, and then you're using the mana point system from Arduin. Easy peasy. You just plug and play. It's all modular stuff. And you could be traveling at the same time with just a regular B&B class or a regular Arduin class, and you're not going to be more or less powerful than each other. I mean, there's going to be some differences, but at the end of the day, you're rolling a die to see if something happens, and they're rolling a die to see if something happens. So it all is just one game, in my opinion. I've actually told people that you could boil all of like tabletop RPGs down to you've got a player who has a character, whether or not he made it or he's playing something else, and you've got a referee who's a non-biased adjudicator of the world, and the sole job of the player is to make decisions for the character, to make decisions of what he's doing and try and attempt something, and the main job for a referee is to come up with the percentage chance that it'll either succeed or fail. And at the end of the day, that is all role-playing games, Yeah, everything else are just modifiers to that percentage chance to succeed.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the things that I really appreciate about you as a creator and a person in general, and this on top of server as well, is you didn't just say, "Hey, I made this game. This is all we're going to play. Nothing else."
Yeah,
no, you guys play all sorts of games because because again, I didn't get my start with the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I started with City of Mist, a Powered by the Apocalypse based game, and then after a while, I was like, I love this game, but what else is out there? What else can I do?
Yeah.
And so I started looking around for games, and then I found one game here, and then just all one after the other to where I have too many books, not enough spaces to put them all in.
Yeah.
But I love
feel that.
Yeah, because I love how like, yes, we have the Barrel and Borderlands is like the main kind of setting of the campaign, but you can either if you're able to travel off planet, you can go to Hyperborea or Calarath, or you can take this one portal, go to Arduin, go to Tecumel, because that was actually the very first game of Tecumel I ever played was on your server.
Yeah, Empire Petal Throne. Yeah, we play all kinds of different games on there, and it's exactly what you said. The ones that are similar enough that can just be mixed together, like Shadow Dark or Old School Essentials, Arduin, B&B, you can just kind of throw them together in the same table at the same time. Those all happen in the core setting of Barrows and Borderlands. A lot of times I've got people that come up to me and they say, "Hey, I picked up this supplement online. It's got a cool class in it. I was wondering if I could just play it in campaign." We've done that. Rody, who's in the server now, he's one of my original players. He wanted to play the samurai class from one new supplement. But then, so we just worked it in. He said, "Fine, you're that class." And then he picked one of the races from B&B, and we just went with that. He was demon blooded. And like when we do off-world stuff, like Tecumel, we have portals. So the whole idea, we have sort of like an explanation and setting. We just say that the Borderlands is on Fernum, and it's in the middle of the universe between universes, Limbo, Violet, whatever you want to call it. And then that just is our explanation to go explore other worlds. And at the end of a game in another world, those characters can come back and plop back into the main setting. I actually was going to pull something up. If you want to.
Yeah. Not my Tecumel character, though. I sacrificed him to save the others.
That is very true. He did not survive.
His stats were so abysmal, though, when I was doing the character creation for him.
So this is a little sneak peek preview. I'm still getting things together for the new Radioactive Boogaloo 2. These are my rough notes on here. But one of the things that we have that we've been playing in the server is this right here. We've got Otherworld Expeditions. So these adventures will take you to other universes within the multiverse. And basically there's three kinds. So we've got I call it isekai in there kind of as a joke, but basically your mind and soul can go to a different universe, and we're just going to use a different rule system. Your whole character is going to change because we're trying something cool out.
Mm-hmm.
Direct, where literally we're still playing the same system, but we're trying out a new setting. Like if we were going to do Gods of Forbidden North, we could just use B&B and just travel in that setting. And then indirect is pretty much the same, but we're going to change some rule systems around. Maybe it's different system, but you're still like a the same class and race and that sort of thing. And then when we transfer to different worlds, it's just on a 1-to-1 basis. So if you're taking a 5th level character to another world, well, you're going to be 5th level in that world. And it just makes life easy. And one of the things in there says, you may say, well, doesn't this make you more or less powerful in other worlds? And I say, yes, it does. A certain Barsoom traveling Confederate had the same thing happen to him. So stop complaining. So,
Yeah. Still such a good movie for when it was made. It did not get the love it needed.
Yeah, it's always fun. We have tons of other worlds to portal to. You can even go check them out on the website at barrowsandborderlands.com under portal stones. You can see some of the worlds that we like to visit. I need to update that too because we've already been in like 6 other worlds than what's on that list.
Yeah, because for Barsoom, all you need is if you're wanting to do something that you just get Warrior of the Red Planet by I think it was Night Owl Games is who does that one.
Yeah,
which I ended up grabbing a copy of after because I was like, oh yeah, it was right after we watched because we do movie nights on the server sometimes, and the night we watched John Carter, which again I forgot how long that movie was. I didn't realize it was like 2-hour movie. Most of them were like an hour and a half now. And I immediately, like, afterwards, I went, okay, I need to actually buy this game now. So I ended up buying a physical copy of Warrior of the Red Planet once I ever get around to running it on the server.
I need to show you. I have a copy of Warriors of Mars, which is CSR. It's more wargamey, but
there's a YouTube channel there's a YouTube channel follow. She goes by RPG Grandma. And she did a whole like series going over Warriors of Mars.
I think RPG Grandma is also big Arduin fan as well.
I think I may have seen some Arduin stuff on her. It's like I always miss. It's like I do see her like after she does something, or I miss her and I don't know about it until like later. So,
well, I know. So this month, by the way, because we do on the server to get people in the right vibe or the right headspace of a certain setting, especially for Barrows and Borderlands, we have reading lists, kind of like a little book club. But you get XP for every story you read. Right now, it's Clark Ashton Smith. So Zothique, Hyperborea, those sort of things. If you get on there and read those stories, it's actually 100 XP per short story, which is a lot. You could level up once or twice from that. But next month will be Edgar Rice Burroughs. So we'll be having the Princess of Mars and, all the John Carter stuff and, Tarzan as well. So that'll be fun. If y'all join the server, y'all should definitely read some of that stuff. We do a lot of that, like Weird Tales magazine reading. But I think that kind of stuff really helps more than rule systems for games. Is getting a chance to actually know the vibe of a setting or like what you're going for. But yeah, I mean, so between Arduin and B&B and the Portal to Adventure stuff with Tonosborg, like we're going to be playing that mostly, yes. But we always do some sort of hop to another universe, play a different game, run different things at the table. We don't like the idea of when you get a new rule system, you like don't use your old ones anymore. I don't get that. I mean, obviously, if you don't like a game, don't play it. But like we play Traveler in there too, and we play Boot Hill. We use Boot Hill and a little hack that our friend Jay made to do one of our Barrowsteins, which you had the nice little name come up with for it.
Copyright.
No, but the
I still remember the first Barrowstein that we actually did on the server that I got to play it because I don't remember I had something else came up to where I couldn't be a part of the second one, but being all
That's
those
right.
magicians,
yeah,
and immediately just right off the bat, I think like not even a full hour into the game, my character's already dead.
Yeah. Well, see that right there too, like between the bear signs and all the other games, that'll tell like the viewers here a good idea of how our campaign plays because we've got over 160 people in there and a bunch of referees. Think of it like an MMO. You know, it's a massive multiplayer. Actually, we should probably call it a MMTTRPG, massive multiplayer tabletop role playing game.
Excuse me.
And you know how that works for us is you the player might have 5 to 10 characters and maybe even more. The world is moving at the same rate as our world. It's 1-to-1 time. It's open world sandbox, so you can go anywhere and do anything, and the game never stops. So even when we get done with a session, if y'all go in there and start role playing over text in the server, if y'all are in like a certain location, we've got a big hex map we play on. Um, Y'all can do that. Y'all can build castles. Y'all can lead armies against each other. It's technically a PvP server, but don't expect to have people just attacking you all the time. You know, most of the people in there just to role play and go on adventures with. But that right there excites me, and that's one of the things that Hargrave was doing. So they had multiple referees back in California, and they would take their characters from one table to another. He's actually got a really funny story in one of his notes where he's talking about going from table to table. I think you'll get a kick out of this one too. So he says, it seems a lot of people like power swords, force blades, and energy sabers, monomolecular filament edge swords, and the like. This is in Skull Tower, Welcome to Skull Tower Grimoire 2 that's in the Kickstarter. Well, I guess that I am as guilty as anyone else on this account, because a couple of years ago, I gave out a sword that had an edge of Mu Mesons, which cut across magnetic lines of force that bind atoms together. So he made an atom-splitting blade and gave it to a player.
Why do I already feel like something bad's about to happen?
Oh, yeah, dude. George, the character that received the damn thing, then went on his nonchalant way, wreaking havoc wherever he went, on friends and foes alike. One DM after another saw his most cherished ugly blown away without even a fare thee well, and more than one friend sliced neatly in two by George's sword, or as George's sword lopped off the attacking ugly's arm, and his arm sword continued through its arc, right through anyone standing near him. It got to be so that nearly no DM or other player in the area wanted to see George headed his way. It was obviously not a good situation, but as it turned out, one of my fellow DMs had the answer. George was sent on a terrible quest by his patron god. He must fight his way down 13 levels to the very bottom of a dread and feared dungeon. If he survived, he would be enlisted into the ranks of demigods that surround all of the more mighty of the gods. And if he failed, well, that would be that. So to everyone's surprise, George succeeded and is now among the ranks of the demigods. There are also a couple scrolls that summon George, and the possessors of them are rightfully feared by all. George is happy, the DMs are happy, and I think I learned my lesson. Now, where did I put my lightsaber?
That's hysterical.
Well, the books are filled with stuff like that, like advice on how to run your game. But you see right there, he's got multiple referees, and this guy, one referee gave him this item, and so he's just taking it to their other tables, and this sort of shared multiverse with each other. And that's how our game works. If let's say, because I know us referees, we like to make worlds. Let's say you don't care about my world, which I don't expect you to. The only person I expect to care about my world is me, and I expect all of you to just be like, okay, whatever, Matt. But let's say you're a referee and you want to come in the server and you've got your own world. Players can portal to your world. They can play the game the way you want them to play it. So they use whatever rule system you want them to use. You could say the portal's opening, but only elves and humans can go through. Or you could have them like isekai over and they're just inhabiting new bodies or something, so they fit your setting. Play the game. At the end of your session, they'll go back to the Borderlands, back to our world, and you'll just give them XP for the journey they went on. Maybe they go back and they want to stay in your world more often, but that right there is one of the things that I like about our campaign is you don't have to play in my world. You can make your own.
I think that's kind of what Dungeon in the Attic is currently doing with his solo play series of the game. Is it's not really it's Barrels and Borderlands, but it's his Barrels and Borderlands world, not necessarily the one we play in on the server.
Yeah, yeah,
But but so far, I think he's only done 4 episodes so far. It's really good though. I've been enjoying listening to him.
yeah. He's got good production value. I guarantee he's got some sort of like videography or film history that he's doing with that. But I told him
and then
because
also
he was. Go ahead.
I was also going to just really. I was also going to say Fox is now doing Gods of Forbidden North with Bears and Borderlands. That's also been interesting to see as well.
And you need to bring back your robot samurai.
But he's dead though, unfortunately.
That is true, but you need his brother to come back and take the reins. Or maybe you need to play a robot slayer who's hunting him and doesn't know he's dead.
Yeah, I got there's only one final part. It's only a 30-minute video. I just gotta add music to and put out there, which I may release that next week, but don't hold me to it yet. So but that's like the final, because I ended up just running the last part of the dungeon before that fighter died with the new level 2 fighter that I just happened to discover in the dungeon.
Well, dude, I love seeing the content from the solo gamers, and I always think exactly what you said. Okay, maybe it doesn't fit with what we've got going on in the main campaign right now, but I always see it as some multiversal version. And if y'all in the server, like with Dungeons in the Attic too, I actually told him, I said, because he was asking me, he's like, hey, like, do I have to be playing in like the main setting, or I know mine's kind of like an offshoot right now. I was like, no, dude, you've got your little multiverse, and if you want to play with us and hop in a game, your character just fell through a portal into an alternate timeline, and now he's in there with us, So
could you imagine got my Green Skull Fighter Gong just popping up in some other random game world? Like, imagine Gong's like, hey, what's this? And he falls through a portal, and now he's in Cloud Empress.
That would be fun. That'd be fun. And see, that's one of the things too, are like certain settings, they kind of call for a like if they have a theme that you don't want to break. That's why we have the isekai version too, because you can say, okay, well, it's the mind and soul of my character going over, but now I'm in a new body, I'm a new class, so you get a chance to play something different, but also that way you're not the green skull in the middle of Cloud Empress.
But let's be perfectly honest. My 4 intelligent Green Skull Fighter Gong in the Cloud Empress setting would just be a hoot to play with, because he would see the Imago. He would see the Imago and go, "I'm going to ride it."
Yes, that's mine.
It would be the equivalent of a cowboy riding the bucking bronco.
Yes. Oh, I see the comment there. Hateless Ash is telling you to read the books.
I believe he's referring to John Carter. Yeah.
Yes. You need to read John Carter. Hatless Sash, you should come read Clark Ashton Smith right now. So that's the challenge to you. But
it's like I need to get audio. I need to start doing audiobooks is what I need to do, because the amount of time that if I ever get to even just sit down and read these alone.
Yeah.
Crazy. So
I listen to a lot of audiobooks whenever I'm driving around. I drive for like 6 to 7 hours to go pick up Jacob for our monthly game.
Oh, wow.
In person. I drive
which Jacob? Because we got like 10 Jacobs on the server.
You know which Jacob. I've got a Soul Eater.
Okay. Jacob. Okay.
I drive it's like 2.5, sometimes 3 hours to go pick him up, and then like 2.5, 3 hours to take him back, and then it's usually like we stop to get food on the way. But we when I'm driving back from dropping him off, or I'm driving to go pick him up, I'm doing one of two things. I'm either on the phone with Baron, or I'm listening to an audiobook. Baron and I's conversations are also quite fun on the journey, because I might as well have read a book at the same time. I hope he's watching the stream right now too, because that was when I met him, was like a 2.5 hour call on the way back from taking Jacob. Almost Done with Tales of Dying Earth. Yes.
So I actually do have, because I remember it was a deal of the day one time with Draft RPG. There is a Dying Earth RPG that's out there.
There is a Dying Earth.
And now I'm half tempted to think, okay, how am I going to add that to the Bears of Borderlands world now with all that stuff going on?
Well, Bears and Borderlands does have a very Jack Vance Dying Earth feel to it. It's one of the inspirations. But here's what I recommend for a lot of the folks. Because I do recommend, go check out other game systems. But if you want to learn more about that sort of weird, pulpy science fiction, go read some Jack Vance. Go read some Clark Ashton Smith, Edgar Rice Burroughs, Lovecraft, Fritz Leiber with Fawford and Gray Mauser. We have on the server a big book list that you guys can go check out. Like I said, you always get XP for it, but when we have a specific writer each month, you get more XP, and that can go to any character you want. Pick and choose. But yeah, so those sort of things give you a better sense of the setting reading through those, and then whenever you go to look for your rule system, whatever, you can pick them out and be like, okay, yeah, that gives me the feel of what I was looking for in that setting. Clark Ashton Smith was one of the biggest inspirations on our necromancy system too. Yeah, Goodman Games did a DCC version. They're doing Zothique version too.
The version I have is the one Pelgrane Press did, who they also made 13th Age.
Nice. Yeah, they've got one for Zothique coming out. That'll probably be a little while though before they actually have that printed. And then, of course, The Dying Earth by Goodman. They've also got one for Fawford and Gray Mauser for Lankmar. So they do a lot of those pulpy settings, but it always helps to read like what it was based on. And a lot of those audiobooks you can find online either for free or on Audible or whatever you like to listen to. Maybe Spotify has some of them.
Spotify does do audiobooks now, but it's like extra to do that audiobooks on
Oh,
Spotify.
really?
Yeah.
I
Because
usually do
unless you pay
Audible.
for like I think Audible at least lets you I think one free book a month or a week, something like that, I think.
Well,
I don't remember.
it is still paid, but they give you like a token each month to get a new book.
Yeah.
And my next ones I'm reading through new ones all the time, but right now I'm going to have zero time to read anything until the end of the Kickstarter, and even right after it because I'm still printing.
Yeah, and that's what I really love about this Kickstarter too is your guys. It's like once Kickstarter ends, you wait for I think it's another 2 weeks until the money hits y'all. But then at that point, it's just a few months to assemble everything, get all together, and then ship it out. And then
we're literally printing it right now. So, and when we ship it, it's just a matter of I'm going to load it in my car, the stuff I've got here, take it up to them, and then they're going to ship it. So I don't see it being very long. We have a February deadline, and we're not going to be like other Kickstarters where 6 months, a year, 2 years later, you still don't have your book. Because
that brings up an interesting story. Have you ever played an RPG called Tale of the Fleeing Vagabond?
I have not. Is it?
Okay,
I've never heard of that one.
There's 2 different versions, but it's an old RPG. Hold on, I gotta look it up while I'm talking about this. So it's one of those space. It's basically a space comedy RPG.
Okay.
Because it's kind of cartoony with some of the powers you can have and stuff, but then you fight space gorillas. There's space Nazis and in some adventure where you go fight I think they actually have a mecha Hitler you fight against at one point in this adventure from what I remember. But but the first edition of Tales of Fleeing Vagabond, there were so many errors in the book and so many rules that were never fully 100% clarified that eventually the guy was like, okay, I'm going to make a new edition. Well, unfortunately, the original author of that game ended up passing away before that work for the new edition was done. And they already had a fully funded Kickstarter and everything. And the people that were helping with that had no access to the guy's files because the guy was always just writing. The guy was constantly working and just oh, I got this. I'll make sure to do this. And he never really did. So, and these are 2 younger people that worked under him. And after years, they finally were able to get access. I think they found the guy's old hard drive and they were able to recover the majority of the files and basically create. And finally, I think at 5 years after the Kickstarter, had ended, they finally got the book out and I think they just started shipping out stuff to people.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. With us, you're not really waiting on, anybody to like. We're not the rule system's written. We're printing it right now. Dracula in Space is written. Radioactive Boogaloo is written. We're just printing. And like I said, I've got the Kickstarter box right here. I've already got one of them. And the other thing too, like the miniatures, all the miniatures are cast by hand by George and Dave, Emperor's Choice Games and Miniatures, because that's what they were at first. They were a miniatures company, and they're all metal miniatures. But the other thing too, I just saw Hatless Ash just brought up another one about Moorcock stories. Yes, 100%. You could do Elric. You could do Elric with Portal to Adventure easily. You know, a lot of Hargrave's stuff about like so Arduin or Hargrave, he was posting in Alarms and Excursions and Different Worlds magazine a lot back in the 70s. And you know who else was in Different Worlds? That was Ken St. Andre, who did Tunnels and Trolls. Well, Ken St. Andre also did he helped with the Stormbringer RPG, which was all Elric themed and all that. So yeah, there's a lot of vibes, and you know those guys are all sharing ideas and their stories and all that. You could easily play in that setting with these rules.
Excuse me. Yeah. It's just interesting because like I was like again when I was growing up, I wasn't like we were very much like what's the word I'm looking for? Like because it was such a strong Christian household, like we couldn't watch just anything. It was like Disney movies, Saturday morning cartoons. That was about it. It's not
Right.
until like recently that I started like going see because like I've never seen seen Conan, never seen Red Sonja, never saw Thundar, never
Really? I was
saw.
just about to ask if you'd seen Thundar.
I had not seen Thundar yet. It's on my list. I've been trying to get. I've been trying because Tubi always has stuff. So I've been
Wait,
trying to find all these old movies that people mentioned. I watch because I watch because Tubi. I watched Jason the Argonauts from the
yep.
'60s. I watched Kroll. I'm trying to remember what else I
Kroll's
watched.
one of my favorites.
Kroll was actually really good for it being
Dude,
cheesy '80s. So
it was so good. And you know what? How about this? After we get off stream, you and I will watch some Thundar together.
okay, I mean I would be down for that. Watching some
Okay, there
wait
we go.
the cartoon show. I think, unless there's a movie of it I didn't know about.
Cartoon show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good.
I remember because I just started watching the Highlander animated series on Tubi. I started watching that like last week.
The only real Highlander is the first one. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
That's a lot of people say that.
I did see there was a Highlander anime. I forget the name of it, but I remember like years ago, like during like the first years of YouTube, like I remember seeing that uploaded on YouTube was a Highlander anime movie.
Wait. You've seen the original though, right? The live action
Not I've
Highlander.
never seen any of the other Highlander movies
What?
before.
What, dude? Okay, we're watching that too because you've
I
got to.
know.
There can only be one.
It's on my
There
Tubi
can only
list.
be
All the
one.
Highlander movies are on my Tubi
Oh
list.
man, you know what? All
And then
y'all in the chat, y'all need to start bombarding Hunter
another
right now.
well no because like weeks ago I admitted on another friend's stream that I was on that I had never seen any of the Predator movies, never saw one of them.
What?
and,
Dude, yeah.
and they just went down, have you seen this? No. Have you seen this? No. So I
You
was
know
just
what?
everyone getting on to me for not seeing all the popular movies.
You know what? We're having a movie marathon later. There's nothing you can do about it.
So what's another one? Oh, it's a movie I do own because it came with the other movies I still haven't seen. It is Flash Gordon was another one.
Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Another one I've seen, but I have on my list. It's Big Trouble in Little China.
That's an amazing. It's one of my top 5 movies of all time. It's so good. I reference it in Dracula in Space. Actually, there's a room where I say he's going to take Crackerjack Timing Wang, and you know, let's just say there's a lot of lasers in that room.
I'm trying to pull up my Tubi really quick to see what movies I know or like. Yeah, I know because a lot of movies. One of my favorites still currently, and I want to try to get a physical version of it if it's out there. Is I Want Knights of Badassdom because that was really good.
That is a good one.
That.
We watched that.
The entire time we were all just like, "This is 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons."
Dude, it's so funny because that's I was watching that movie back when we were playing 5th edition back in high school, and that movie influenced our game so much. It's so goofy and so fun.
Yeah.
But
let's see. The heavy metal movies. I haven't seen those yet, and I got those on Tubi. Space 1999, got that on Tubi.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
a Jason and the Argonauts television show that was like out for like a season 2000. Um, I'll finally be able to watch Monty Python: The Holy Grail because that's one I always reference sometimes, but I've never actually seen
Oh
it.
my gosh. Hunter.
Um, they also have 1981. I'll finally watch Evil Dead. Never seen the
Yes.
original Evil Dead movies.
Oh my gosh, dude. I reference that in our game too. One of the necromancy spells is called Army of Darkness. And dude, yeah, you're coming on. We're watching movies.
Yeah, let's see.
You
I
can't
got
do anything
Death
about
Race
that.
2000. There's just so many different movies because I just scroll through Tubi and see like, okay, like what kind of movies would I watch? Because there's just so many. Yeah, all the Highlander. There's Merlin. There's a Merlin and Merlin's Apprentice.
Yep.
There's Dragon Age. There's a Dragon Age Redemption. Babylon 5 is currently on Tubi,
Tubi.
so I
Oh,
got
nice.
that. Sinbad and the Seven Seas. They got some of those movies on
That
there.
that is one of okay, Sinbad. The Sinbad movie. So Golden Voyage of Sinbad and the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Those movies influenced pretty much the entire nation of Kalita in our world. Like that right there is the inspiration for them. So
There's a
that
I believe you brought this up. There's a Beastmaster television show that's now on Tubi.
Beastmaster should be a movie. I don't know. I didn't know there was a show too, but there's a movie Beastmaster.
Came out in 2002 and lasted for 3 seasons. Legendary hero is back and with the help of his ferret sidekicks combats the schemes of the sorceress and Balsifer, Lord of Darkness.
We'll watch the movie. That's what we'll
All
do.
right. I did see the movie
70s
on
movie.
there.
Yeah,
So
well, I'll find it for us. But yeah,
um,
actually that'd be kind of
I
fun
also
after we
got
get off stream. If some people in the comment want to come join the server, we'll
I
watch
got
some of those stuff.
I got both the Deathstalker movies saved to
Those are
my
good. They're making a
library.
new one.
Yeah, they have a Conan movie, but I don't think it's the same Conan. It was one that was released in 1998 called Conan the Adventurer.
What is best in life? The Portal to Adventure Kickstarter.
Exactly. I've just been so many different movies that I've been trying to find just so I can
Dude.
watch it. Kind of be there's an old one called from 1982, The Sword and the Sorcerer.
Oh my
What
god.
Dungeon Diversity and Dragons has talked about before.
The Sword and the Sorcerer is awesome, and it has some of the best practical effects at the beginning of the movie with the sorcerer. I won't spoil it for you, but it's really cool. Yeah, you're reading off like my top movie playlist right now. So I hope you're ready for all the work you're about to
Yeah,
have to
and
do.
then they also
Octa
have.
Slayer. Yep.
I just had this listed because I thought it was fun. 2000s Dungeons and Dragons movie is listed in the
Yes.
Tubi, and then one that I know is really popular, and I'm going to get so much flack for this because I've seen it. Fire and Ice. I have not seen that one yet. It's currently on Tubi.
Fire and Ice is in. It's also in my top 5. It's like my number 3 favorite movie ever. Oh my gosh, Hunter.
I know.
Uncultured. I'm just kidding.
I
No,
know.
no, it makes me happy that you haven't seen these, and I bet you people in the comments will agree. The movies are better when you're watching them with somebody that hasn't seen them before. So
Yeah, but
now
I think I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I think of all the stuff I have because there's like a lot of anime that's on Tubi too, which I watch those some of the time too. But again, I just go through every now and then see like what movies are out there when that like oh wow they just uploaded the first season of American Gods now on Tubi, so that's interesting.
you brought up anime, and that's one of the things that I've been noticing about Arduin. Funny enough, okay, so a lot of the progression from the California scene of gaming parallels a lot of the progression of fantasy, parallels a lot of the fantasy progression from Japan when it comes to tabletop role playing games.
Yeah,
because there's all that talk about guilds. There's all that talk about sort of like these powerful characters and stuff. And then, some of the art even mimics it, like Michio Okamura's art. It feels kind of anime driven. That's why whenever we were doing the Kickstarter, I was almost begging to use some of it on the new B&B covers for the special edition. So a lot of those new covers are Michio art. Hey, Baron's in the chat now. Baron, we were just talking about you earlier. All good things.
So David Mills also brought up, I'm assuming he's referring to Ralph Bakshi's Wizard, which I am familiar with, There is an RPG out there that I finally found a freaking PDF file of. I would love to get my hands on a physical book. That is another one I still have yet to see myself. Is
I will tell
Wizards.
you. I'll tell you right now. Wizards was one of the top inspirations for B&B. So
Could
the
you imagine though?
post-apocalyptic fantasy.
Portal to the Wizards world.
You would just be in the Borderlands. Not gonna lie. Like when we watch the
So,
movie, you'll see a lot of those same themes that are in the Wizards movie are in my B&B. Like the
so
top inspirations for Barrows and Borderlands. Like if I was to build out my appendix in, it would go Wizards, Fire and Ice, Krull, Deathstalker, Conan, Solomon Kane, and then I would probably bring up some of the older animes. Like I've got one stuck in my head, but I can't remember the name right now. All right, it's gone. But those would all be on my appendix in for movies, and then my appendix ins for books would be, of course, Elric, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser, Clark Ashton Smith, especially Zothique. Zothique is a big one. Jack Vance. Oh, my brain's leaving me now, but the list goes on. And like I was also a big fan of the Conan comic books as well. I've actually got a cool one in here that was a gift from. Oh, here it is. So this was given to me by my. I don't know what he would be. He's my fiance's uncle, but this was the Christmas gift I got from him. Was this old Conan?
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's actually up here. I remember. Oh, hold on, almost knocked over my dice tower. It's up here in my. I just had to remember which section of my tall book pile of this folder it is.
Disappearing. But
because it's actually interesting because we're talking about Shadow Dark. This was trying to remember who this was made by. I believe this was. Okay, that's the author. I can't remember this. I want to say this was made. I'm trying to remember
what's the cover?
what company. It's actually they actually took some of the Conan adventures.
Oh, Hyborian Adventure. Yeah. No, we you look at the sort of appendix in of Hargrave as well, and he lists like Clark Ashton Smith. He lists a lot of the same authors, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser, of course. Then he also lists Marvel Comics as one of the big inspirations for his game. Because like he was the first guy in role playing to do the sort of multiverse stuff, and that was because of his love of comic books and all that. But you see that like his version of the multiverse, the alternity, that was what he called it. And Hargrave was also one of the first guys to talk about mana points in a game. So he was the origins of at least the gaming version of mana points. So there are a couple of war games we've seen. Like, there's like one from 71 that's uses some spell points, and but he was the first guy to go, this is mana points. And then obviously we see that brought into games quite a bit nowadays.
I believe I want to say I think Last Unicorn is also on Tubi. I have not seen the anime of Lord of the Rings movies. I've seen all the live action ones, just not the cartoon ones.
The live action Bakshi Lord of the Rings, it's like the perfect movie or perfect thing to watch while you're having like coffee and a chill afternoon and like the sun's outside and you just watch that. It's so good, so peaceful. The Black Company books Nate just brought up are also really good. Hargrave wrote Dark Carnival COC adventure for Chaosium. Baron just brought that up. Cook is modern. Sorry, I'm reading the comments here too. Moorcock Vance. Yeah, Moorcock right there. That's what I was talking about earlier with I think it was Nate or Hatlish that brought it up about it giving them Moorcock vibes. He's also on Hargrave's like appendix in list. DeCamp, Andre Norton, etc. There's so many really cool authors that goes back to what I was saying. It's like you don't really. It gives you a better idea of fantasy when you actually know the source material, and that's kind of one of the things that I think is hurting some modern fantasy is it starts to get based on itself. So
So, this
instead
is
of
one
being based on uh, fantasy novels and such. But yeah, what'd you pull up?
I forgot this was because I'm listening to you, but I'm also scrolling through Tubi see if anything else is new. This is one I know Diversity and Dragons talked about at one point on a show is Hawk the Slayer from
Yes, Hawk the
1980.
Slayer.
And
Man,
then I
dude.
came across one that's literally it's just called The Dungeon Master. That's
Yep.
what it's called.
Dude,
From 1984. So
yeah, dude, we have a I guess there you go. You guys come join the server. We're gonna have a movie marathon later tonight. Um
yeah, and then
we've got a
yeah,
lot to
because
watch.
we were talking about your being wizards being mostly in Bearsborn, so all I need to do is make a Nazi necromancer, basically.
Yeah, or that's basically Jacob's character. I'm just kidding. With Xerxes.
I was gonna say actually, yeah, that's right.
No, but
I'm so used to calling him Saul, I keep forgetting his name is actually Jacob.
Baron just brought up Hargrave. Hargrave liked Space 1999, which is one of the things you have saved, and then Star
Yep.
Spider. So, Baron, you should come join us too. It's been decided. Hunter was telling me some movies he has not seen yet, and we cannot stand for that. So after this stream, y'all come join the server and we'll watch some movies. It's just gonna happen. I'm sorry, dude. You're staying up tonight.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. I just got as long as I get a little bit of sleep before my Saturday morning show, I do now too. So, yeah, just so many different movies that because I think Pan's Labyrinth. I never saw that one, but I've always heard good things about Pan's Labyrinth.
Yep,
Uh,
I think Del Toro's horror movies are
I
excellent.
also got
You know what I
there's
like more?
what
Hellboy, the Hellboy movie, the old Hellboy
okay.
movie.
Those were I liked both Hellboy movies. I thought they were good. I hadn't seen the newer one,
Yeah,
so
the newer one was pretty good too. I didn't really have any complaints. I know some of my friends didn't really like it too much, but I there's so little Hellboy media out there nowadays. I kind of take what I can get. So, um, yeah, dude. The other thing too,
there are
I know
so many '60s Hercules movies that I'm finding on Tubi.
you need to watch the I can't remember the actor, the TV show Hercules.
With what was it? Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo
Yeah,
Hercules. That was a good one. Um,
he's a great actor just all around.
yeah, he's pretty good. But to bring it back in though, yeah, I obviously we're sitting over here nerding out about movies and books and media and stuff. But all of those things are things that we also talk about on the server and hang out and have a good time with. So it's not really like that's one of the things. That's why we have the multiverse in our system or in our campaign is so that we can go to some of these worlds that we really like and we really want to play in. Um, I think Gary Gygax put it well whenever he was talking about that, like the day that all fantasy has been boiled down into a set description will be when it's boring and becomes stale. So that's kind of how I feel about it. And that goes with our campaign, the game of games, all that stuff it's a play anything kind of system. Um, and one of the things that the Portal to Adventure Kickstarter gives you, yes, it is weird science fantasy. Yes, it has sorcerers and guns and laser beams and all kinds of crazy stuff and spaceships, but you don't have to use all of it at the same table. You could actually run an entire game set in World War II without any magic in it, and you could use Arduin for it because it has all the guns in World War II. And then B&B actually has a nuke. B&B has nukes in it, so you could play out that setting and not even touch that stuff, or you could do like a Tolkien-esque fantasy using the rule system, and I think it works pretty well. But even then, even with sort of an everything system, we're always going to be playing other games in the server because that's where part of the fun is. We're gamers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason why we don't play Uno every night, and that's the only game we play. It's because we like to play games. It's like I see it like video games. Like, do you know anybody that just plays one video game and nothing else? Like, I don't know anybody that does that.
Well,
So,
I mean, the only two video games I usually play on my 360 are like Skyrim and Bioshock. So
well, that's because we're tabletop gamers. So, what time do we really have to play video games? But
yeah,
um, but it's sort of the same thing. I see like what we have on the server as the Game of Games campaign. That is kind of like your Xbox or your PlayStation, and then we're loading different games into the slots. The only thing is you can take your characters from one game over to another game. So yeah, Baron's in there. He's in the credits. Baron, you got these comments down, man. I think he just picked out some of our next movies too. So
Well, sorry, I was opening up. Game of Games. He's in the credits. Wizards and Warriors.
Buckaroo Banzai,
Never
Across
heard
the
of that
Ocean
one.
Ocean. Oh, okay. There we go. Baron, we got him with another one. Buckaroo Banzai. Dude, you have a long list of media to absorb.
I think the only reason I was only somewhat familiar with Kroll because I guess everyone said that there was a character from like the first season of a Critical Role was the like Orion, I believe was the guy's name, had a Dragonborn that had like the Kroll thing was his weapon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I just know that Kroll is probably number 4 favorite movie of all time. Conan's number 2. Who are we what was one earlier I brought up as number 3? It was
Wizards.
I can't remember. Wizards, yeah. And well, then we've also got Fire and Ice and Highlander, the first Highlander. So we've got a lot of things to watch. Yeah, Baron, he said he's never seen the first Highlander movie.
Yeah, I just started watching the the kids TV series, The Highlander, which is kind of like that futuristic fantasy, which is why like I don't mind medieval fantasy. It has its place. I enjoy it for what it is, but there's just something about the science and the gonzo when you combine that with the fantastical medieval elements that it just activates something in me that I'm just like, let's go.
This is a good thing to bring up because you brought up gonzo. So I've had a few different people around me say different things about how they feel about the word gonzo, and I wanted to know what you think gonzo means. Like, what's your opinion of what would be considered as gonzo? Because I've had varying opinions be brought to me. So I'll let you finish drinking.
No, you're fine. I just need to take a quick drink before I start talking. So if I was to actually distinguish the difference between gonzo fantasy and science fantasy, side by side, they're almost the same. It's still the technology and the guns and the lasers and the robots. Science fantasy is Barrows and Borderlands, and I don't have the other book up here, otherwise I would show it off. Gonzo fantasy would be Chult, which I don't know if you read that book at all.
Yeah, yeah. I actually had some people say that B&B would be fun to play in the Chult setting.
I think it would be too, because but the thing about the guy who made it, Venture Satanas, it is all parody of your science fiction tropes, because you got I'm trying to remember some of them. There's just so many different versions. There's references to science fantasy and different and science fiction and fantasy stuff, but it's also just taking some of the stupidity from our world and just poking fun at it in the planet too. I think one of the adventures that you can also get to go on Willichalt is you're trying to fight a cult that is sacrificing children.
Oh wow, yeah. No, so I talked with Griffith Morgan about this too, and he did the Secrets of Blackmore documentary, and he did he's in this Kickstarter with Lost Dungeons Jonas Borg. Yep. His opinion on it, and actually I'll say my opinion. I don't mind the term gonzo too much, but it's mainly because it's not one that I've used that often. So for me, when I think gonzo, I think of gonzo journalism. So it doesn't have the same ring in my head. I think of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. For me, whenever I'm thinking of so I think science fantasy, it's science with fantasy. There's magic to it. I think if you want to go on the extreme end of science fantasy, I think of Wizards, or I think of let me think of it.
Wizards the Wizards movie would kind of fall almost in that gonzo fantasy.
Well, see, that's that's what I'm saying is the extreme end of science fantasy, where it's right on the edge. And then when I think of the less extreme version of science fantasy, I think of Star Wars. because
Yeah.
you literally have space wizards. But the 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 other part of that too is when I think of when you go to that extreme end where you were talking where you use the term gonzo, I usually use weird. But that's because for me, I think we're saying the same thing or we're meaning the same thing when we say that. But I hear people use the term gonzo. I'm like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And I'm like,
No,
well,
is that I
so.
never is that another movie too that I'm also not familiar with?
Oh, great! Now you've just signed up for another movie watch.
So
Uh
I
so
love this comparison that Harry Potter isn't anything new. It's just Star Wars with crappier lightsabers.
yeah, dude, that's funny. Uh, but no, it is it's based on a style of journalism from Hunter S. Thompson. So he would go around. He called it Gonzo journalism. Um, so that's usually where my brain goes to. And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was based on him, based on his novel. Um, so for me, it is kind of weird. It does have a strangeness to it, but I think the disconnect because there's a line you can cross with Gonzo and weird, where for me I like things to be weird. I like all the strangeness in my games. I mean, you know that. We've had some really
Mhm.
weird games,
Oh yeah.
but I like the world to still be able to take itself seriously in a way. Like it'd be one thing if I had kill kittens from Arduin. Kill kittens are a monster in Arduin. They're absolutely terrifying. They look all innocent, and you think they're going to be a little kitten in the woods, and then 48 of them show up, and their claws have a chance to instantly kill you.
It
So,
sounds like those cats that they did in the what was it? I think it was in that Secret War Marvel show they did where they
oh
had
yeah,
the cats, but all of a sudden their mouths open and it was like eventually they would just
yeah,
and
exactly.
it
But so that right there is very weird, right? But the world itself takes it seriously. That would be a monster. You guys would be running and screaming from them in game.
sounds like
Versus,
with if you were Link in Legend of Zelda and after you hit a chick a couple times, also they all start flocking to you and just trying to fight you.
yep, yeah. So like, yeah, you're gonna run from that. That's horrifying. Imagine you see that in a dark alley and you're just like, oh, it's a little cute little kitten, and then you're just swarmed. Where it loses me is when the world can no longer take itself seriously. Like there's just complete and utter disconnect from setting. Like the setting doesn't matter, nothing matters at all. That's where I get lost with it. But as long as the world can take itself seriously and it can still be afraid of itself, you've got me hooked.
Now,
Um,
now it's interesting because Joel, it does you know right off the bat, it does not take itself that seriously, but it's also still very deadly at the same time. Like
yeah,
there are things on that planet that can kill you, from robots to cultists to any sort of crazy old god that decides to decidedly return on top
yep,
of everything else. So I mean, it's very much a parody in its own way, but it is still pretty much expects you to play it like it would be an OSR type game.
yeah. Well, it's a good example. Uh, and these are ones you got to watch now. Yeah, you
Oh,
watched. You
so
watched it. Oh, go ahead.
Hatless Ash just gave me an idea. What if we got? I think because they don't have the license to it anymore, but Palladium's was it After the Bomb, which was based on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles RPG, I believe.
Hmm. Well, you could
That because
you
that
could
made me
easily
that just gave me that idea. Was what if you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the Borderlands?
easy, dude. You pick the mutant race and you get Carapace, which is or you get the body armor as your mutation as one of them, and then you play as the martial artist class from Arduin, and boom,
Nice.
you are now a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
I still
So,
want to play the Velocicleric
dude,
idea that I came
I've
up
got
with.
to tell you. So here's another thing that it was one of the parallels for me that was like, man, Arduin kind of has like an anime feel to it. So martial artist, right? When I say martial artist, how are you thinking that this class plays most of the time?
Um, Martial artist,
Yeah, and you
maybe
haven't seen this class yet, so this will
I
be a
would
good.
say like Taekwondo kind of dude. Maybe has some weapon abilities.
Okay, so on its surface level, an Arduin martial artist can do those things, but they have their special martial arts moves that they can get. And my favorite one is it is, I'll actually pull it up because it's totally worthwhile. But as you level up in this class, you get abilities. Some of them are stuff like, climbing walls, the basic monk stuff. But my favorite one out of all of them has got to be it's like Dance of the, I'm about to pull it up here.
Dance of the Death Ribbon.
Yes. Dance of
Baron
the
just
Death
covered in
Ribbon.
the comments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ribbon Dance, also called Doom Dance or Dance of the Death Angel. So you can final strike. You basically, like in Naruto, Might Guy, you open the 8th gate and you just go all out, but it'll kill you at the end of doing it.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I actually did the math on it because it allows you to attack twice normal attacks and self-hastened. But at that time, that would mean you're getting like 16 attacks off in a turn. So you're basically going completely insane. But 100% it says your heart burst, brain boils, etc., and irrevocable death ensues from doing it. And so it's very neat. And that's just one of the new classes. Like there's star mages where they've got this big crystal implanted in their head and they get their power from starlight. And then you've got the rune weavers, so they're actually like tearing magic apart, and they're going to be able to have heightened power, more powerful spells, but all their spells take longer to do. And then you got the rune singers, dude. The rune singers in Arduin, they can mix spells together, so you could have a heal spell mixed with a fireball, mix them together, and you're blowing everyone else up, but the rest of the party is the flames are healing them. So it's very, very neat stuff.
Yeah.
And with the Kickstarter, you've got 5 different magic systems that are all runnable at the same table. So you've got the mana points from Arduin, and that'll if you guys like a spell point style system, or if you've never played with one, I kind of like it. If I was to play a magic user, and the thing about it is it's tracking your mana. That's the big deal. And then you've got the violet casting from Barrows and Borderlands. So it's all roll to cast. You've got a chance to miscast and blow up or go back in time. Vancian magic, of course, from Tonusborg. So it's all spell slot based. And then you've got 2 different psionic rules. So you've got the B&B Psychic, which is a D6 system, and then the Arduin Psychic, which is based on abilities and levels. So all of those can be ran at the same table, but you basically just have endless character options in there. He even tells you how to be a dragon as a player character.
So since we're talking about characters, let me pull this up.
Yeah, we can roll up
and let's roll up a new port. Let's roll up my first Portal to Adventure character.
Yeah, we'll see. I've got my books pulled up over here, and then as soon as the Kickstarter's over, I'll be able to send the PDFs out. But I'll walk through it with you. So I'm gonna open my PDFs. And
I'm gonna have my character sheet on the screen. So
yeah, this will be fun. I'm getting so the first thing that we do.
I need to do one more thing.
Okay. But while you're pulling that up, I'll go ahead and sort of start talking about it a little bit. But when you're playing with the new combined system, if y'all have the Radioactive Boogaloo PDF, you guys can download that today. You can go on barrowsandborderlands.com. It has the list of new races, classes, and character options on there that'll be in the Kickstarter. And as you can see, he's already downloaded the Portal to Adventure combined character sheet. So we were thinking, hey, it'd be kind of cool to roll up a character. I know we did one with Fox, and now we'll see what you get. Maybe I'll have to throw y'all into a table together and run y'all through like Dracula in space or something crazy. But start us off with, we are going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up my how to make character sheet. Okay. So first thing that we do is select a race for your character. Now, I don't know if I could stream and you could pull them both up at the same time. So I'm going to try to do that.
Well, sorry. So I don't know. I missed like half what you said because I was trying to get my dice camera to pop up.
No, yeah, you're okay.
And
I was telling the viewers where to go. I was telling the viewers where they could go download.
Might be able to. Let me see. Well, it let me add it to the stream too on top of that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I
Okay.
can do a bunch of switching around with multiple. This is great. So
That'll work good. Yeah, so we've
got my dice tower camera right here, ready to go.
So first up, we get to pick.
Forward.
There you go. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you have the dice roller on the side there.
Yeah. I may do it to where it's like I have like a little box below it, and I just roll by hand to the box because sometimes they like to roll off camera.
Yes.
Sometimes, but we'll figure that out later.
Well,
I need to get on my dice. I need the one that I can actually see.
Oh man.
Is there a way to randomly roll for like what race I can have my character be?
Yeah, we could do that. Roll 2d20s together.
Yeah. Oh, there went one of them. Hey, come back here. I'm trying to find ones that I'll be able to see under the light because sometimes they like to show up, sometimes they don't. So, all right, let's do you. And actually, I think, oh yeah, I got another white one in here. I'll roll that one instead. I just gotta find it again really quick. There you are. All right, 2d20s.
Quick and dirty way.
Okay, so I got a 12 and a 19.
Okay, so you're gonna be towards the end here, so that'll be okay. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. You're a slime. So this will be a slime race. That is one of the new radioactive booster ones. So with that being said, I'll scroll down.
I haven't had a chance to play the slime yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So I'm a slimy boy.
So the new slime race, they get this. Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and jot your stuff down. Yep. We're not gonna. You and I off stream can help fill this in, but the main thing is we'll note that you've got a +2 to your con and a +1 to your rad when we go to that point. But the slimes can squeeze through 1-inch spaces, and they have infravision. They don't need to breathe, and they can reshape their bodies any way they want. So later off stream, we'll add this to your character sheet. But when we roll your stats, we'll go ahead and note that you've got +2 con and +1 rad. So the next part or the next step for you is to just roll your stats. So we've got,
let me get my D6
with the new sheet, if you want to swap those around so we can see your character sheet, because we've got some new ability scores.
I will move that.
Yeah. So
and I will make that bigger so people can see it a little better.
Oh yeah. So
fit page. Nope, not fit page, fit width. There we go.
Yeah,
that's
there you go. Yeah, it looks good. So we've got your basics like strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, but we've also got the optional stats, comeliness and luck from Barrows and Borderlands. And then we've, on top of that, have some new ones from Arduin, such as agility, which is, they separate dex and agility. Dex is more of your hand-eye motor function, and then agility is your foot movement. Ego, which is your sense of self and sort of how much you think about yourself there, but it matters more for yeah, it's sort of a little bit how cocky you are. And then we've got your, like I said, comeliness is your beauty, and luck is a luck stat. It affects criticals and treasure finding. And then radiation resistance, of course, from Barrows and Borderlands, because I like to mutate my players. So we could start off. We'll just do, for this character, let's do 46, drop the lowest, and we'll go down the line with it. Arduin also has character limitations you could use, but I think for this will be better to do 46, drop the lowest for.
Trying to get some of these excess dice on my thing out of the way, so that way nothing goes all the way out of the place. I have so many dice, and I bought more yesterday.
Dude, I have turned my fiance into a dice goblin, so
we also doing 46.
Yeah. When you roll those up, I'll talk about the other the additional abilities off to the side, but we'll go ahead
Yep.
and roll these. Actually, you know what? While you're rolling them and writing them down, I'll go ahead and talk about the next ones. So
Go
Arduin
ahead.
also
Yeah, and I'm
adds
just gonna do these all down the line. So
oh, that works. So Arduin also has mechanical ability, swimming ability, stamina. All of those affect like mechanical ability affects basically using a tool you're not used to using. It doesn't necessarily mean like technological, but like let's say your character just runs over and grabs a catapult and tries to pull it and fire it somewhere. Um, if he's not somebody that normally does that, he might have to make a mechanical ability check. And then your swimming ability, it's the same thing. If you're underwater, this might be how long you can swim for, or this might be a test you make if you're swimming underwater and stressful situations are happening. And then reputation is also a new one from Radioactive Boogaloo, and your reputation is initially based on just your level. But as characters do interesting things out in the world, it adds to your reputation, and that becomes your
I think
percentage chance. Oh, you got an 18.
that's
Nice.
that's the first time I think I ever rolled 18 on character creation. I
Yeah,
think
at least in B&B,
so.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, your reputation score becomes your percentage chance that people have heard of you. So that can become pretty cool. Man, this dude's got pretty nice stats so far.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for another gong moment to happen again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, dude, this will be good. I'm interested to see how this character rolls up.
So nope, still doing pretty good so far.
Yeah. He's pretty good looking. He's got a 14 comeliness for a slime, you know.
All right. Oh, 16 is also pretty
That
good
is
for
pretty.
radiation
Yeah, man.
resistance.
Maybe I won't be mutating you that much.
It's like you're not gonna do what you did to Axel Johns, where he had like 7 mutations in one
Oh
game.
my goodness. Yes. They went through the dead zone, guys, and
Oh, hold
it
on,
just
forgot
happened.
one. Okay, there we
That's
go.
pretty good.
That's a 12 luck. So average luck, basically. Not horrible.
Not too bad. Now, you've got those. Now we've got to get your mechanical and your swimming ability rolled and your stamina. So those will also be, these will just be 46 drop lows again. So
Oh.
when we do character limitation, you can have changes to these stats where Hargrave will say, oh, you've got a minimum or a maximum that you can have based on your race. We've tested it in campaign. We may or may not use it with our home game, but we'll see. Oh, that's
Well, there's my lower one. That's a 9 for swimming.
yeah. So don't get in the water. Makes sense though. You're like a slime. Maybe it doesn't mesh well to get in water for you.
Maybe.
Your stamina.
And then okay, 11's not horrible.
That's pretty good.
11 stamina.
And stamina is used in the wilderness mainly. Well, if y'all want to learn more about that, I have that in Radioactive Boogaloo now on the back page. What those new abilities do, and your reputation will say it starts at 1 since you're level
Where
1.
am I
So that's
seeing?
at the
Reputation right there.
yep.
Okay.
All right. So after this, if we were making this character at the table, we'd fill in all of the modifiers and everything. This would be like your bonuses to hit and attack, hit point bonuses, etc. But for now, we'll go ahead to figuring out some of the cool, neat little tables that Arduin has. I think we'll roll on a couple of them, and then we'll switch over to go ahead and pick out your class because I just want to show one or two of them off. So the first one's going to be the appearance chart or the height and weight charts in AG1. So let me pull that back up. AG1. All right. So if we're looking at this, I'll make it bigger for everybody to see. Every race has a different height and weight. I just remembered here, you're rolling a slime, so maybe we won't actually roll on these, but I'll just show them off. Slimes can change their height and weight all the time. But you know, these sort of things help build out your characters, getting you to know more about who you are. Then they also have your body type, which can change your core stats as well. Granted, you're a slime, so you wouldn't roll on this, but some characters might. And you know, we've got some beautiful art here. The Dread Vampusa, which is a vampire Medusa. So, all right. So, you know, we've got some cool stats changes, but There's some other tables to roll on too. So like your alignment, this one we will go ahead and roll on because the alignment charts in Arduin are much bigger than what we're used to. So this is gonna be a D100 roll. Arduin has a few more alignments, but I'll explain what it does cool in a second after you roll it. Let's figure out what you are. So D100.
31.
31. Your character is moderately lawful. So the true lawful type.
Moderately lawful.
Yeah, you're a little rough around the edges is what it says. And you'll notice on here, you can go ahead and fill this in on the character sheet while I explain it, but you've got these different percentage chances of doing these certain things. And the way this works in our home game and the way that works kind of in Arduin is if you're not sure about what your character is going to do, you can roll. And so your character has a 25% chance that he will kill based on his alignment. Now, I see this as being best when you're doing solo play, or if, let's say, you had to go to the bathroom or something in the middle of a game, and we're like, oh man, Hunter's not here to make a decision. It's like, well, let's roll a percentage and see what his character will do. You know, is he gonna kill the goblin that he has captured or something, you know? So you've got all these different factors for your kill factor, lie factor, tolerance, loyalty, and cruelty. And those play into some of the classes too, require you to have a certain cruelty factor to be able to play as them. And you know, there's other tables as well that'll come out in the Kickstarter, like your legacy, your wealth, the equipment you can own. Yep. Well, I was
trying to copy those because I saw those on the sheet. I was trying to copy those percentages down because we were up. But...
All right, there you go. Moderately lawful. So you got 25 for your kill factor. You've got 5% for your lie, 75% for your tolerance, 85 for your loyalty, and 5% for your cruelty. So you're moderately lawful. And you see some of these too are like they have amoral, evil. So amoral only does what's best for himself. Amoral evil is as above, but he likes it better if it screws up others. And then you've got like the insane alignment. So cuckoo, plain and simple. So, you know, we've got all these other additional tables that are all optional for how you look and stuff like that. And your birth signs, like in Barrows and Borderlands, which I do think we'll go ahead and roll some of these. So let's look at your legacy first. So your legacy is who your parents were. This would be your parents' rank on the character sheet. So this would be 83 page number 2. So why don't you go ahead and roll another D100, and you'll fall under the all others category.
39.
39.
I like the 30s today.
Yeah. So your parents were commoners. So you have commoner under parents' rank up at the top of your character sheet.
Parents' rank, there it is. Okay.
So these are city dwellers, the average citizens of the realm. But the reason we rolled that real quick is because this will also determine some starting wealth for your character. So once you got that filled in, why don't you roll me a D12?
D12.
Let's see how this goes.
Well,
so,
that is
like I said, your commoner.
A 2.
A 2. You get to start the game with 4 silver. You are poor. So I use silver standard in my home games. In normal Arduin, this would be gold sovereigns, but that's on the second page. You've got 2 or 4 silver. You get to start the game with.
That's about the way to go on this.
But
so,
in addition to that, though, you don't just start with. So you know how in Barrows and Borderlands you start with like the clothes on your back, a little bit of silver, and a weapon of your choice. Well, in this, it's a little bit more expanded version of that. So you just got your silver. It's underneath your equipment at the second page.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, my thing was still being weird again. I only got I heard the 4 silver and not much else, so I apologize.
No, you're all good. So,
all right, so 4 silver, got it.
But what I was saying was in Barrows and Borderlands, you get your silver, your clothes on your back, the basic stuff. Arduin has a broader system of doing that. So we've got your money. Now let's see what gear you have. So go ahead and roll a d20. So you're also commoner on this table because of what we rolled.
Ooh, 19.
19. You, sir, get to start the game with 8 pieces of arms/armor. So that could be 8 different weapons or 8 pieces of armor. It does count. Like if you wanted to go like plate mail to start the game with, you're going to need the armor and the helmet separately. But what you can do now is just on your equipment page, write 8 arms/armor. And then later you can fill that in with what you wind up choosing.
All right, so 8 arms/armor.
Yep. And so your character actually gets to start off with a good bit of gear, start the game with, And after that, like we've done your wealth, your legacy, your owned equipment. This would be like if we were trying to figure out if you were psychic and all that other stuff in Barrows and Borderlands, we would roll that now. Which I like to see if a character is psychic. So why don't you just roll a D100? We'll see where you're at.
5.
Yeah, you're not psychic. Never mind. Not even going to worry about counting up your ability scores. You have to roll above a 100 because you'll add points from intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And if it's above a 100, you're psychic. But that ain't happening with you, bud. We've got your birth sign. So this will go back to Bears and Borderlands now, and roll a D20. I'll pull up the birth sign table.
And I got the book in front of me too if I gotta look anything up. So I got a 13. Oh, don't I have to roll like some other thing too? I think with it.
That'll be D100 next, but not for the birth sign yet. So yes, actually a D.
Okay.
You'll roll a D2, so D6 highs and lows, and this is mainly for flavor. With is it the ascendant or descendant qualities behind it? So
that's a 6, so that would be a
2. Okay, so you have the descendant. You have the harsher aspect of this sign. You, sir, have the birth sign of the Magi. Now, so you might want to play some sort of caster, because normally in my games you don't get any spells when you level up. You have to find them out in the world. Those of the birth sign of the Magi do get spells when they level up. They get 1 spell every level up. So pretty powerful.
Isn't it like there's an element with it, like a something Magi?
Yeah, so it's the aqua sign.
So it's a 8th. I always like to have that elemental part with it.
Or yeah, actually you're right, because it goes on that. Yeah, 8th year Magi. I'm looking at the wrong. Okay, and then you've got mystical knowledge as your meaning behind your birth sign, but you had the descendant. So you've got forbidden knowledge. So that's what's affected your character. It's the harsher or negative side to it. Like too much.
Okay, and then that means, and then it's always supposed to be a +1 to whatever it is. So does that mean every time I level up, I get 1 spell with each level up?
Yeah, that's what it means for you. So normally, like I was just saying a minute ago, you don't get any spells when you level up. Yeah, so that's why I was saying you might want to pick a caster, because normally in my campaign you don't get spells when you level up. So the next,
put that down into my other ability thing, so that way I know that.
Look here. And yeah, like I said, folks, for y'all watching, there are other tables too, but we're saving your time. This is usually people make their characters on their own, but you also don't have to use these tables in your campaign. If you are completely unconcerned with your appearance, you don't need to use the appearance charts. But if you do like them, you could go in and use the appearance charts and figure out, like, okay, does my character have prismatic eyes, or do I have a scar across my face, and all these other things? Granted, you're a slime, so that doesn't affect you too much. But yeah, so we've got,
unless it was like something from like some sort of magical attack.
You know what we could do? We could actually, since you are a slime, I would count you as special. You could roll a D20 to see what color slime you are.
Ooh, okay.
That could be kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that. We'll use that table.
I rolled a 3 on the d20.
3. You're checkered. So you roll 2 colors. So you're gonna roll 2 more times, and those 2 you'll be checkered between the 2 colors. That's an interesting slime.
First one was a 3. The second one was a 13.
Okay, well you got 3 again. So re-roll the 3 again, but your part of you is shiny ebon, so like a shiny black slime.
No, the first one I rolled, because you said roll twice. So the first was a 3. The second was a
Oh,
13.
no, sorry, I mean roll 2 more times is what I meant. Because you're picking.
Okay.
You got to
So
find out what the 2 colors are. You got 13 and what'd you
2.
get on that?
So 3, 2, and 13.
Okay, roll the 2 again because you can't be half and half and checkered. Let's see.
9.
9. Maroon. So you're kind of like a maroon and black slime. Now, granted, with the slime being amorphous, maybe that checkered is more so it's just like sort of mixed together. And this weird sort of, maybe you look like somebody dropped like food coloring in a in Jello. So that's cool. Yeah, that's a very unique slime.
Maroon and maroon black checkered.
Yeah, and shiny ebon black. So probably almost like a metallic-y look. It's very neat. Now we've got to figure out your social class and origin skills. So this will be another D100 roll. And this is very similar to y'all folks that have played Empire of the Petal Throne. You'll recognize the way this system works right here. What'd we get?
60.
60. So you get to pick 1 from set 1 and 1 from set 2 of these skills here. So got a nice little list. I can zoom in a little bit more for folks to see. Now, the way these function in game, these don't mean you automatically succeed at it, but it does mean that you might have a better chance. Or, like if you had the jeweler background, you might just be able to identify gemstones much easier than anyone else. You might just be able to look at them and be like, yeah, that's a ruby or that's an emerald. So, you've got a good list of options here. And also, the players can usually make up their own too. If they come to me and they're like, hey, what about this type of job? And I go, okay, that fits into common or middling or gentry. So
I think what I'm going to do is, even though it's a slime, I'm going to roll a d6 to figure out like if it thinks it's a boy slime or a girl slime. So I'll do
okay,
odds for male, even for female.
Okay.
All right, it's an odd. So this is a boy slime.
Boy slime. So
let me see here. Maybe he's born to commoner parents, so I'm assuming
he could have picked up this. He could have picked up a middling skill somewhere in there. So he gets 1 from set 1 and 1 from set 2. So
yeah, so I'm trying to think what he would be.
If you want, we could look at something I have not really revealed yet.
Please reveal.
This is some of the pre-notes earlier from Radioactive Boogaloo 2. As you can see, it's very rough notes. I have most of this stuff saved on other documents, and then I pull them into here once I'm ready to. But why don't you roll a d6 plus a d8, and we'll figure out where you're from, because this might affect what skills you want to take. So,
d6, d8.
Yeah, this is one of the
new. Do you want them separate or added up?
Added up. These will be one of the new solo play tools. We're gonna have a bunch of these in Radioactive Boogaloo 2, which is another free document. This will be coming out shortly after the Kickstarter. So what we wind up with?
That's a total of 7.
7. So you are from one of the colonies of Malorez. So you're not from the Malorez proper. Perhaps you were. Yeah, it says here. So Malorez is one of the big imperial nations in the world. They've established colonies all across Fernham, which is our home setting. And they generally do not enjoy the full privileges of Malorezian life, especially because you, sir, are a slime. And they hate mutants. They hate pretty much anything that isn't human. And you're treated as a second-class citizen. It says, be happy you're not a slave. Luckily, you're still treated better than a dirty mage. Unfortunately, it kind of sounds like you might be a mage too.
Well, that's about to change.
Yeah. So you'll either have Heartlandian or tribal sounding names. Heartlandian names from Malorez are kind of Italian in style, but considering you're a slime, I have a feeling that that will not be the case with you. But what this tells us for your skills are a lot of your skills will probably lean towards working in smaller towns or smaller communities, stuff like that. So chances are your things will be very agricultural in style.
So I'm thinking, I'm thinking farmer more than likely.
Okay, so
for my
farmer.
common
Gong farmer. Just kidding. No, regular farmer.
I don't know if you. Yeah, just regular farmer. I don't. Well, you don't have a section for to put all these skills, do you, on here? You
I
just
do.
gotta type them up.
Yeah, they're in there.
Common, farmer, and then middling. Let's hold on. Gotta switch to and fro here.
You know, it could be cool is if you took something like I don't know if you want to go this route with it, but if you took someone like a gunsmith, but you took it more from like a alchemical standpoint, like maybe you make gunpowder by absorbing it and like absorbing the different components, and then you pump out some sort of material on the other end. I don't know. You could go a lot of if there's slime, it's much harder when you do a slime character to figure out like, you know, chances are you most slimes probably just came right out of a cave, you know? So
you know what? Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's go let's do gunsmith.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. So yeah, you got some skills in the trade. You at least know a little bit about the mechanics of that. You also would have seen Malorezian troops having guns and stuff like that. So that's it for those sort of social rollings and appearance rollings. Now we get into the fun bit, which are all the new classes. We've got over 35 of them. I think there's actually 38 classes. But what you've got here, you've got all the way from alchemists to barbarians to slavers to paladins, multiple different kind of mages. What do you feel? I think we talked earlier. There's probably going to be some sort of magic thing for this character, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
especially with an 18 in wisdom would be pretty interesting if this slime was. Let me think here. Either going like a kind of taking like the holy road route.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to ask, what's a saint?
Okay.
What's the saint class?
So this might be your favorite class in the game. It depends on what you want to do. Saints are from Arduin. Saints refuse to fight, but they have some of the strongest clerical abilities in the game. So your challenge will be, if you're playing a saint, basically you're just the bane of all undead. You are the best healer in the party. You are blessed by God himself walking around the world, but you refuse to fight. It's going to be hard to play it. But
like I wouldn't be able to fight at all. I basically be like a pure pacifist.
Yeah, the rest of the party's getting slaughtered, and you're like, I will not be a part of this violence, but I will heal you all afterwards.
Ooh, actually, so it does sound good though. That would be a very, if I did want to go like the whole on just healer route, I would do that. Star powered mage.
Star powered mages. Okay, so these are mages. What's your intelligence looking like?
That might.
Well, here's the thing. Normally, when we play our campaign, and
is...
for viewers to know, normally when we play in the server, we do 46, drop the lowest, and you can place them where you'd like. So, in all honesty, Hunter, you could swap your wisdom with your intelligence if you so chose. That's perfectly fine as far as our campaign's concerned. We definitely have a lot of new folks come on the server, and they, you know, I know 3d6 down the line is the standard, but from us playing it, most people like to pick whatever class they're wanting to play. So I kind of let people do the 46 down the line and place it where they like. So if you want to do star powered mages, they're pretty cool. And they're one of the new Arduin classes as well. I'll give you a brief rundown. Basically, star powered mages they've got these crystals implanted in their heads. And these are not only like their life force, but it's their source of most of their mana and power. star-powered mages as well are hated by almost everyone in the multiverse because in the multiversal war, they tried to destroy it. So not that you tried to destroy it, because this happened a long time ago. So you're a newer star-powered mage, but people still have that in the back of their minds. They're like, oh, it's one of the star-powered mages. They get a lot of mana points, and they can also pump that mana into their spells to cause devastating amounts of power or damage. So they're pretty cool.
I think that's what I'm going to go for. I'll switch my intelligence and my wisdom around.
Yeah, we'll go
so that way
star-powered
I can
mage.
be a star-powered mage.
Yeah, so at their base, they are mages. So if we look at the mage class in Barrows and Borderlands, we'll get their base stuff. So we know that your THAC0 is going to be a 20, your saving throw is going to be a 16. You've got all that in your book that you can fill in just to show people here on the stream.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to do, you'll be able to pick 3 spells for level 1. And because of your star sign, you're going to be one of the few people in the server that actually get spells when they level up. So that'll be really nice for you. Yeah.
It's like I heard my spells. Fuck.
Dude, it's very funny. It's frustrating.
And I can cast them more often because.
Yeah, so the star-powered mages
more often because I got more mana, baby.
So, if you want to pull your character sheet back up, I'll read you off some things to type in for your star-powered mage.
Yeah.
But
yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get to my skills. I got my barrels. I got the Barrows of Borderlands of Boogaloo for the slime on my computer here. Let me switcheroo if it'll work.
We've got the world famous Shay in the room, guys.
It's going to be weird with me for a second.
Yeah. So,
wait, that's not. Oh no, that is my computer. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just open on the get the same stuff.
So, pull up your
Let me get back to my character sheet.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And so, what we'll write down for your star-powered mage on here. I'll go ahead and just read it out, and then we'll find out what things you actually need to put on your sheet. So first of all, they are normal mages with a built-in receiver for cosmic mana power. What they can do is severely limited because of the nature of the receiver and its potency. So at birth, this thing was put into you some way, some shape, some form. So you're like this maroon and black slime with this crystal hanging in your forehead, which you can move around. Then you also get to, he gives a lot of the lore right here. I'll let you guys figure that out when you guys actually get the Kickstarter and get to check it out. But you can store mana equal to the normal mana of its user. So you get basically double mana. However, this only works at night and under direct starlight. So at nighttime, you're much stronger.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, actually, you get to keep the mana all the time, but the ability to power or funnel the cosmic power through it into your spells happens at night. So, the crystal also allows you to funnel extra power into any spoken spell and in any amount desired. So, for every 10 mana points pumped into a spell, in addition, for every 10 mana points that you pump into a spell, there's a chance of it running wild and causing some sort of miscast possibility or some terrible thing going. So you want to be careful not to put too much mana into it. But when you put more mana into a spell, you can make them stronger. You can have them do more damage. And I'll send you information too for when we're playing this. But you're basically going to be trying to think of something to compare it to. You're like Goku from Dragon Ball. You're like charging up your spells. So
just two episodes later, as the slime's just eternally screaming, just
exactly, dude. So in addition, you, sir, have the ability, because of your crystal, that under direct starlight, you can repair and restore yourself with instant and total regeneration. The drawback to this is that once damage equal to twice the normal total of your host has been regenerated, you start to have those same chances to basically have the magic run away from you. But you like obviously if you're deep in a dungeon, you're not healing, but you go back outside under the starlight and you basically, your body just starts regrowing. So very, very cool stuff. The crystal is what hosts your soul in it. So if the crystal ever gets destroyed, it kills you. So be careful of that one.
Oof.
And it says in here, here's the little bit about the lore that I brought up. Just remember that star-powered ones sided with the Titans against civilization many thousands of years ago in a war to the death for supremacy of the multiverse. They lost and have now almost been forgotten. Remember, I said almost, because the memory of men, elves, and dwarfs and the like run long, and they still hate with cold fury those that almost destroyed all. So tread with care when you play one of the star-powered kind, lest bloody vengeance creep upon you. So very, very, you gotta have some social things going on. And you get some other powers too, but for now we'll leave it at that, and then you and I'll, like, off stream, we'll get you prepped for the game with the rest of your class abilities. But just know we can go ahead and get your mana points out of the way. So mana.
Yeah. I was just thinking about, like, because we have star shards in the Borderlands. I'm just thinking, like, this is a small star shard that fell out of the sky,
Implanted,
and because
in your
it's
head.
so small, it just implanted in my head. Because it was so small, it wasn't enough to do damage. But instead, just give me these powers I now have.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. You got a star shard in there. Imagine it just fell out of the sky and just bonked you in the head. Now it's stuck in there. So
like it's like the equivalent, it's like pop. I pop out of my mother. It's a boy. Oh,
exactly.
I guess he's blessed now by some god.
So because your intelligence is an 18, your mana points are going to just be 18 times your level divided by 2. So for you starting off, you're going to have 9 mana points.
Okay.
All right. Your regeneration is also 9. So after a 12-hour period of rest, that'll regenerate. Or if you're doing activity for 24 hours, it'll regenerate then. In addition here, your mana can be used to spend, most of the time spells will cost about 1.5 times the level of the spell in mana points. So like a third level spell is going to, on average, cost about 4.5 mana to cast. You can cast spells with half mana. So like, let's say you got Fireball, right? Fireball costs a certain amount of mana, but you only have enough to cast half a Fireball. You can do so, and it'll be at 50% efficiency. The other thing we've got with your mana here, and because of your star shard in your head, is that your mana is 18 at night. So you can do like a parentheses 18, but you still have the same regeneration.
Yeah.
Parentheses 18.
So I can cast spells during the day. I just don't have as much to do with unless it's not.
Yeah.
Unless it's like nighttime.
Pretty much at night, you're just extremely powerful, especially under the light of the stars, because that's where it's important. The next thing we've got for you being the star-powered mage, this will go into, well, obviously we got to pick out spells. There are a lot of new spells to the game. Barrows and Borderlands already has quite a few, and then Arduin adds, oh my gosh, so many. But we won't waste everybody's time with picking out spells. What we will go ahead and figure out is your special ability. So you, sir, need to roll me a D100. Arduin has special abilities for every class in the game and every class type. And these special abilities range from being just a minor bonus to being almost changing who you are. So you could have a party full of the same class and they're all different because of their special abilities. So we'll roll a D100 under the mages, illusionists, druids, alchemists, medicine men, psychics, and those of magical nature chart. So
that is a 97.
97. Wow. Okay. So you get to roll again on this table, and you get to roll once on the clerical special abilities table. You got a special one. That's pretty cool. So let's roll again on this table, and then we'll hop over to the cleric table and see what else you got.
All right. So 54.
54. Oh my. You have a draconic friend. No. You also,
Alright.
so you now, under your languages, you can speak high and low Draconic. There's two different forms of Draconic. It's up at the top.
Yeah, high and low Draconic. I'll just do high dash low Draconic. Oh, special abilities. Dragon Friend.
Dragon Friend. Yeah, so you and I'll figure out what that means in campaign. So we'll see. We'll see how
Yeah,
your
we'll have
dragon.
to figure that out.
So somewhere,
I love it.
somewhere out there, you have a friend, and that friend is a dragon. So you get to roll again, and this time on the clerical table. Let's see what you get. So another D100 roll.
That's just a 3 that time.
A 3. You, sir, are a good horseman. That's so funny. the horse. Y'all, there's
always the fucking horse.
It's always the horses, guys. I want to let y'all know there was a 5-day discussion on horses on the server. And ever since then, I actually, when I went back in and I adjusted the rules of the game to clarify all the horse rules, and I want you all to know I probably have some of the best rules for horses of any role-playing game, and it's because of Hunter. Yeah, you got the new.
Hold on. I am going to. Hold on,
It's
I
so
forget
good.
which section was the horse section.
It's in
which booklet was it located in?
Horrors and Treasures under H for horse.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling that up right now.
It is so good, guys.
So I can read this.
And the fact that you just rolled Good Horseman makes it even funnier. Oh man. I hope Baron is still in the chat? Baron, did you see that? Horses again, yes.
Nope, yeah, he's in the chat.
Yes. No fucking way.
I'm trying to see. My computer's being a little. Yeah, because domesticated animals used for travel and labor. Mules are the only variety that can travel into dungeons. And then, you actually changed them from being light, medium, and large to riding warhorse and draft, because that was my issue. I didn't know what it was supposed to be.
Look at.
And then you just go to descriptions, but then, the very end, any horse carrying more than double their heavy load causing them to move at 25% speed, parentheses, in bold, ultra approved.
Ultra approved. So, guys, y'all watch this show. Just know the horse rules of Barrows and Borderlands are approved by Ultra. And now, you good sir, under your next special abilities, you're a good horseman. You buy them for 20% less, and you ride them 20% further each day. So you could either write that in there, or you could just put, in your notes at the end of your character sheet, but 20% less, and then you ride them for 20% farther. So 20% less, 20% farther.
Like a whole community on Discord.
That's funny. I'm so happy you rolled that one.
That is hysterical. I love that. But it's weird that I'd be riding a horse when I could just be on my dragon.
Hey, dude.
If he's a friend.
Hey, maybe he's not that kind of friend,
True. Maybe he's not a big dragon either. He could be like a young adult dragon, maybe, or maybe like a little teen.
Or
dragon.
maybe he's like
Who
an
knows?
Arduin dragon the size of planets flying through limbo. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, here's the other thing.
Dude, he rides a dragon.
Did
you see what? Look at Baron's coming. It's a dragon horse, is what it is.
That's what it is. Go ahead and just, just scroll down. Go to your equipment. You got a draconic horse. That's what you've got. That's good.
What would a horse even look like?
Oh, I know exactly what it'll look like. Hang on. Let me see.
This is giving up the same vibes as me having the Tapp squad in Cloud.
Look up a Siamese dragon horse. So
I'm going to do it on my phone so my computer's not going all wiggy.
Yeah. The rest of y'all at home, just Google Siamese dragon horse, and that's exactly what this thing will look like. So maybe your character's like, you're from a region to the southeast, closer to the far lands, but still a Maloresian territory. And you could have picked up a Siamese dragon horse. You see a good picture of him?
Oh, dude, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, dude, they're cool looking, man. They're cool looking.
Okay, that is awesome looking. How big are they, though?
I don't know.
Now.
Big enough.
I'm about to assign me dragon. Okay, appearance refers to a mythical creature from Southeast Asian lore, most from Chinese mythology or the related equivalent from Japanese mythology. Appearance: a hybrid of a horse and dragon, often depicted with scales and sometimes wings. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Yeah, there's quite a good little bit of mythology about them. Oh nope, that was not supposed to happen.
Why? It's talking
Dragon
about-
horse
Yeah, my
size.
hatless. Well, he's looking that up. My fiance's over here, and I guarantee it. If we keep going further, laughing about horses, she's gonna start picking on us too.
Early writing suggests that it was that they were just significantly larger than a common horse.
Perfect.
So it's not too much
Yeah.
bigger than your normal
Yeah,
horse.
definitely. You got a draconic horse.
But basically, this is a dragon that can. This is a horse with scales that can fly.
Yeah, dude. Man, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, dude.
That's why he's 20.
Baron, you're on.
Yeah, there you go. Baron got it. And you know what's funny is when Fox and I rolled these, he actually rolled up that he was a I'm gonna go down to what he got. So he wound up basically being sired by a vampire father and a normal female. So he's basically Vampire Hunter D. You know?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you might be seeing that character and this character should be friends, because that would be a cool party. That would be awesome. Oh, Baron just texted me too. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. This is the one that Baron just sent. He just, this is cool. Oh.
Same one.
Yeah. Dude. 100% you've got a dragon horse. All right. Next up for your character.
Now, I guess, I just had a thought. Now you forgot what it was now. What was I going to ask? I was about to ask something. What was it?
Well, while you're...
I don't remember what it was I was going to ask. So let's continue.
Yeah, well, while you're thinking of stuff too, the next part for you would be doing stuff like picking out your specific equipment and spells and such.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember what I was going to ask now. Is this like something that's actually statted in either the books, or is this something we're going to have to make basically workshop?
You know, let me check.
A draconic
let me
horse.
check some real quick. Because there's some. You know what? We'll
I
swing
would
back to
have
that
to
one.
think Arduin has something like this or something.
You would be
yeah.
surprised. Arduin has so much crazy stuff in there. I would not be surprised if it had something that would be close enough that we could use the stats for. But we'll look for something like that.
I really need to get the Arduin guys on here now.
Yeah,
so.
dude. We gotta bring George and Dave on to hang out sometime. But the next part would be picking spells, equipment, all that stuff. If you're a cleric, you would have a detect ability.
Caster level 1, I'm guessing.
Caster level 1. And
all right.
One thing we will go ahead and pick out. So if y'all are joining the campaign, there is currently an event happening called the Red Comet. We are trying out a new hit point system. This is the hit point system that Arduin offers in Arduin Grimoire 3 as an optional system for hit points. We're going to try it out. Normally in Barrows and Borderlands, you'll roll your hit dice when you level up, and that'll be your hit points plus a con bonus. But because of the new Arduin stuff, I thought, let's go ahead and try this out. What it does, it winds up giving you more hit points at the beginning of the game, and then you get very few as you level up. So that means that your high level characters can travel with your low level characters. Yeah. So normally you have a D4 hit dice. Also take note of your saving throws. You got a +2 to device, +2 to sorcery, and if you want to go to your sheet, I'll read them out to you. +2 to device.
+2 device, +2 sorcery.
Yep.
Oh, that's
and a +3 to your polymorph saving throw. So you see, we got new saving throws in the game, guys, too. The way saving throws work in B&B is your base save will be a 16 as well. Is you're going to roll a D20 above your base save, and you can add a bonus based on those modifiers. So you're
then hold up. Is that base saving?
16.
So am I at 16 then?
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
Level 0 characters are 17, or creatures with half a hit dice too. So
yeah.
All right. So
I have 11 con, so I'm assuming I get no bonus.
Yeah, you're not getting any bonus to this. So normally in Bears and Borderlands, like I was saying, you would roll for your hit points, and the new Arduin system though doesn't work like that. And this is the one we're trying out temporarily in the home campaign. So if any of y'all are going and making new characters, we'll be using this system. Fox Off RPG made a video about it too, explaining how it works. But we'll walk through it real quick. It's not hard, but you are a slime race. So let me figure out what you would be on here. Slime race.
I'm a slimy boy.
We got to pick the closest thing to what you would be on this list of things. So I think what we'll do is we're going to use, let's see, let's have y'all in the comments. Is a slime closer to an ogre, a nixie, which is like a water spirit, or should we let him go with just basic human base? So y'all comment down below. Let's see what we get. Ogre, nixie, or human will be his baseline. Let's see, Mark message too. Let's see what he gets. Mark, text me. What do you think?
Yeah, there's probably people that are just lurking,
y'all
just
lurking
watching
around.
me.
Comment something.
So,
If y'all don't say something in a couple seconds here, we'll go with human, I think, because it's a good catch-all for the other ones. So I think we'll go with that. So you'll start off. You've got 14 hit points plus you're a mage, so you get no base bonus. Your constitution's an 11, so you get no bonus from that. So you just have 14 hit points. Now, when you level up, so your hit dice is still going to be 1d4, and then your hit points.
Trying to find what the hit points are.
Yeah.
Where are hit points? Because that's AC.
Max HP down. You found lifespan. Go to life.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and then go down to there it is. By the way, your THAC goes to 20. If you want to go and put that in while you're over there.
Okay.
So your hits taken are how, like, you count up until you get to 14 and then you start over. But or then you at 0. But anyway, in addition, you have when you level up, you will receive a new hit point every 3 level ups. So your next hit point won't be until you are level 4.
I'm the squishy wizard, literally.
You are the squishy wizard. And now if fighting types, they get a hit point every level up. Clerics, druids, medicine men, stuff like that, and rune singers, they get 1 every other level up, so every 2. And then mages, illusionists, saints, psychics, courtesans, they get 1 every 3. So you, sir, unfortunately. Oh, actually, I lied. I forgot you're a star-powered mage. Star-powered mages never get more hit points.
You son of a bitch!
Star-powered mages never acquired.
I hate how much I love that.
So
at the same time.
So this is due to the nature of the symbiosis with the star crystals. So what that means for you is, since you'll never get any more hit points, you're going to be a little squishy. But remember, you can never truly die unless your crystal is destroyed. But if somebody locks your crystal in a box or destroys the crystal, well, you're done. At least for another 1,000 years or whenever somebody uncovers you. So
I'm basically just hoping that I can survive long enough till nighttime and just have all the fighters protect me until as soon as that star line shines bright, I'm casting all of my powerful spells at the enemy.
Yeah, and as soon as you're hit by starlight, you instantly restore to full health. So
I'm thinking it's literally like I'm picturing it like that scene from the live action Lord of the Rings when Queen Galadriel goes off on that tangent about the ring. I will make everyone love me.
And instead of a king, there will be a queen, bright and beautiful as the sea, stronger than the earth.
It's just like the voice just changes, and it's like, you done goofed.
I love, if you look at the old Lord of the Rings animation, she says it so much happier. She's like, there will be instead of a king, there will be a queen, bright and beautiful as the sea. And then you watch the newer movies, and it's like, bright and beautiful as the sea. So good. But anyway, the rest of your stuff on here that we've got for your character, things that you'll be filling out in game, and I'm sure after we get done with the stream, you'll fill in stuff like your modifiers and all that. And grabbing a weapon. But also, if you want to scroll up, you've got your mount there.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and put your
Oh, yeah, I can
draconic.
change-
Scroll down a little bit more.
Yeah, I can change the color of the light.
Right there.
Oh.
So
today they're blue.
we will fill that out with your stuff. So your mount becomes a lot more important with Arduin going on. But you'll be able to give him a name. Your type is going to be Dragon Horse because
Dragon
yeah, man. So good. And
Now I'm just picturing a parody of the half horse, half man song, but just talking about this draconic.
oh
horse.
yeah, man. Well, you know, like one of the things that we'll talk about a little bit in Radioactive Boogaloo 2, which, like I said, will be a free PDF after the Kickstarter's over. That'll be the next thing. There's going to be a little bit of talk about horses leveling up. So, King, I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for kings.
Yeah, that's one of my that's a Dustquill is one of my partner commenters on my Saturday morning Ultracast.
Well, Dustquill, just letting you know, he didn't watch.
It's good to see him.
He didn't watch Holy Grail, so we got to watch that. So you know, you don't vote for kings. Dragon
Tree Sentinel, let's go.
There you go. Man, this is gonna be a cool character. I mean, y'all watching, y'all get a little taste of how the character creation goes. Obviously, there's so much you could fill out here, and there's also so much more that we didn't even touch on because it's stuff that you get from playing, like your wounds. Every time you drop below 0 hit points in Barrows and Borderlands, you have the potential to get a wound, which might be permanent. Granted, you are a star-powered mage, meaning wounds don't affect you like that, because the moment you walk back out into that starlight, you sir get total regeneration.
So I can go. So I basically, if I go down to 0 during the day, I'm basically done for until the stars come out.
Yep.
And then I'm getting fully. And then, but you said it was like if I ever receive like double damage, that's like worth my double damage. That's up to like my hit points or something. You said, or?
Yeah. So if that total regeneration were to ever account for double your hit points, so for you that'd be if you ever receive 22 points of healing from the stars, you sir are going to be having some magical miscastable troubles happening to you.
You mean 28?
Or you have 11 hit points. Oh no, you have 14. That's right. Yes, 28. Because I was thinking you had 11 hit points, but yes. Specifically, what that would do to you is you have a base of 25% chance of your magic running away and burnout occurring, which is not great. So that will be so you literally get sucked into the spell's power and you get destroyed. So but with that base 25% chance, and then you go up from there plus 3% for every point of constitution you have. So you have a low constitution, but that's still a lot. That's 33% more on top of that.
Yeah. I went from having only a D4 with the hit points to having 14 hit points.
So if you heal too much, you have a 58% chance of instant death. So you got to be careful with this character. Now I will also.
Oh, that's the plan.
I will also add.
I could literally just ride my dragon horse and just fly in the air and just shoot spells from above as well.
Yeah, exactly, dude. This is gonna wind up being a pretty cool character, I think. We'll have a lot of fun. And for the rest of y'all, if y'all want to make characters like this, go pick up the Portal to Adventure Kickstarter. Y'all can still make Barrows and Borderlands characters if y'all have that system. Otherwise, still come join us on the server. And once we're on there, the discord.gg/Barrows and Borderlands, AND, it's spelled out. Y'all go to join the Discord server. We hang out, we watch movies, we play games, and y'all can actually be part of this campaign and play with Hunter here and watch his character get turned to dust. That's all right. I wonder if the folks online can still hear me. Let's see. Yeah, I think they can.
I'm sorry, difficulties on my end at the moment, so
that's all right. Welcome to the Matthew Tapp show. I'll take over. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, sounds like magic in WFRPG. Yeah, exactly. this is specific to the star powered mage as well. There in the new Kickstarter going to be 5 different magic systems that are all coincide with each other. 2 of which are psionics. So, you can hear me, so that'll be good. So if y'all want though, I think
Yeah,
he
hold
also.
on.
Yeah, you can close out the streams, or I can close my stream.
Sorry, I'm just. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, I think all that stuff on the screen was just starting to really start to kind of funk with it a little bit, but it survived. We're still here, so.
We're still here.
Fine, then.
Yeah, no, I mean, if y'all want, I'll actually put the link to the Kickstarter down below in the comments as well. I see 2 new people have backed it, so that's cool.
Awesome,
but yeah,
thank you
that's why I'm
guys.
joining.
Like, it's like I don't think I've ever went as hard for a game as much as I have Barrows and Borderlands. There's just something about this just holds a special place for me. And the fact that in the few months I've gotten to know you and that I've been playing, that I've just to the point where my tism has now affected how you write some of the stuff in your game. Because hold on, I gotta find the other thing that you also put in this as well, in the treasure section.
It is in the treasure section.
Yeah, because there's
it's under miscellaneous weapons.
Yep, there we go. Yep. The Ultra Spear, forged by dwarven blacksmiths, enchanted under the light of a total eclipse, and bathed in the blood of daemons. The Ultra Spear is a +2 spear at its base. As long as the spear is on the wieldless person, all horses ridden, there it is again, will count as light horse for movement purposes. In addition, the spear will drain 5 hit points from its wielder each round it is used. There is a 1 in 100 chance to instantly kill a creature hit by the Ultra Spear.
I want you to know, Baron wanted me to make that. It would instantly kill any person that weighed an exact amount, like 180.562 pounds. It would instantly only kill them. And I was like, no, we'll make it actually usable. But that was the Ultra Spear was another like 3 or 4 day discussion on the server. It was so good.
Trying to figure out with Soul like what the spear was actually supposed to do, because everyone kept saying different things.
My favorite comment was Baron whenever he said, hey, I just got off the phone with Jacob. He's in the Bahamas on vacation. He just let me know, yes, the spear does give -5 per turn. And you're like, what does the spear do? It's so good. Oh man. But no, we have fun on the server. We're not stingy, and we don't gatekeep the game. I mean, we play a very specific style of game on there. So if y'all have ever wanted to enjoy sort of like a MMO but with a tabletop role-playing game, come play with us. Yeah, play one of Hunter's games, one of mine, Fox's games. I heard Fox is gonna be running some games too soon, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, because I've seen like a bunch of guys. Whenever I talk about this game, I share something about it. Guys from other servers I've been a part of and have joined the Bears of Borderlands server as well, and they've either joined the Kickstarter or they've went ahead and gotten the game itself as well. So it's just great to see, like. And because, like, did you ever think that when you first dropped this in May of earlier this year, that that Barrows of Borderlands would be picked up as much as it has been now?
No, not at all. When I first made the game, I only thought that I was gonna. So the first printing of the game, I only made 40 of those box sets for the first printing, and I actually made each box by hand too back then. But I was only making them for the local game store, and I thought that only my friends were going to buy it. And because they told me to publish it and stuff, like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And I put the PDFs on drive-through, and then I made those by hand. I was like, okay. And then I go to DaveCon in Minneapolis, and next thing I know, I've got people there that are hearing about my game, and they're asking me to, hey, can I buy one? Can I buy one? I'm like, oh, I've got to make a lot more of these. And then, so next thing I know, I'm printing it out, and now it's like all I do. I mean, I was not expecting this at all. And the community has been really awesome to play with. Like, we went from having a gaming group of like 30 people to now we're up to 167. It's just getting wild. And like I said, I think some of the people watching are also in the server already. So just know that, like, right now the game is going on even without any of us there. Like, y'all can go in the channels and text role play. we've got a session tomorrow, and y'all could go ahead and be prepping to figure out what dungeon you want to go into. Or if y'all just want to explore the wilderness and die horribly to radioactive dragons. No, I wasn't expecting this at all. It's been awesome. I'm definitely going to keep doing this, and I'm not going to have edition wars with myself. If I've got new stuff, it'll be in Radioactive Boogaloo. I've got adventures that I'm writing, and the Portals to Adventure will be maintained and played on the server once it's released, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah. Because it's interesting because again, because I'll be 33 this year and you're 26, so there's a 7-year difference between us. And ever since I've been a part of more of like the online space of the hobby, it's always been hearing about like how especially with how WotC has taken the direction D&D now.
Yeah,
It's always about like we need to either kind of get back what we lost or go back to how it was before. But it's always like the older guys, like you see like the 1-to-1 Tom brother of the Broasar guys talking about it, or just anyone else out there. Which I mean, in the short time, there are some Broasar guys that I do talk to now that I've gotten great along with. So yeah, exactly.
It's
and
keep going.
Yeah, but it's like when I picked this up. Because I thought you were like my age at first when we first started talking. I didn't know you were younger for like I think the first month. So the fact that there's guys like you and I think some of your friends that are also younger as well, that you all decided like, hey, this was something good. Let's make something of our own with it and kind of bring back what kind of the fire that was lost. It gives me hope.
It is fun. It's old while still being new in the ways that it needed to be new. At least I think it is. And we just want to play games. I think a lot of us too, we get tired of the sort of politics of role-playing games nowadays where it's like, oh, big company, indie publisher, support so-and-so, do this thing, do that thing. Don't buy that game. Don't play this one. Do play this one. And I'm just like, dude, I just want somewhere where I can play games with folks. Because that's the whole reason we started getting into this. We've had a lot of crazy stuff going on. And being able to just get in there and have a good game where y'all can go in a dungeon and fight a dragon, that's where it's at. And then, do it with a lightsaber and be a made of slime and have star powered magic. But yeah. But no, it's been a good time on there. I saw Brian in there. He said it's really great community. You should all join. And Baron, you need to run some games on the server. I keep hearing the infamy of your games, and I need them played.
I want to experience this side laser or laser sword that he rants and raves so much about.
Yeah, I think it's this. I don't know if he really likes it too much. Was it got a laser? Prepare to die. I think, was it Baron? You said it's a bad game. Is that what you said, Baron? I'm kidding. He loves it. Yeah, no, we need him to run some games, and y'all come in there, and we've got a good amount of referees right now, but with the rate at which the community has been growing, we will certainly need more. So.
Oh yeah, and so I'm just trying to. Yep. So if you guys, if you decide you don't want the Kickstarter, you just want Barrows and Borderlands yourself. He does have his own Matthew does have his own website as well. It's barrowsandborderlands.com.
Yep.
And you can easily just purchase from his website as well. If you don't want to pay it to Drive Through RPG and just want Drive Through RPG, you just want to give Matthew your money directly, because that's what I like to do. You can buy it. Oh, go ahead.
I'll also note I have seen some folks that have picked up the Kickstarter and then they get just the booklets without the box set of B&B. They do that so they'll have booklets to pass around at the table. That's also an option. I mean, obviously, I'm never going to say no if people want to buy more things of my game, but there are ways. We've made it quite affordable for folks. If y'all want to go the PDF route, you can get the Arduin PDFs and the B&B PDFs through the Kickstarter for right now it's the best deal that you can get on any of the PDFs because it's $30 for both games. And then the Kickstarter prices, you can get the Arduin box set by its lonesome. But obviously, the best deal is going to be that 50% off, or actually it winds up being 65% off the bundle. But I'll never make you guys buy anything. You guys can come play with us in the server and have some fun. It might just be complicated when you're making a character and all I'm doing is screen sharing.
You should buy Barrows in Borderlands. I cannot recommend this game enough.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah,
And you can also find him. He also has a YouTube channel, which he uploads videos every now and then, just talking about the different aspects of Barrows in Borderlands, character creation. He's done all that stuff. So again, just look at Barrows in Borderlands on YouTube. You'll find it there. And also, just because he needs some more followers on X, you can follow him on X. His username is @SpaceCowboyVFX. But if you just type in Barrows in Borderlands 2, it should pop that up as well. So,
yes, it will. That's a funny story. That's from when I used to work in the VFX industry. I still have that.
yeah, you have
username.
one person that actually subscribes to your X account apparently now.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Yeah,
neat.
I'm looking at it right now. It says you have the followers, the following, and then one subscription.
Cool. That's nice.
Or maybe that's you following someone. I don't know.
That might be me following someone. I am subscribed to Sander Peterson's got a subscription on his.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He puts some neat stuff. He's a good guy too. I got to meet him at Arnicon this year, and I didn't get to play Call of Cthulhu with Sandy though, so I need to convince him to come on the server and run Call of Cthulhu for us.
Oh, maybe this is something you could answer, because I know I stream stuff on my channel, but maybe you should start streaming some games onto your channel. Oh, he's talking right now.
Sorry, no, I'm listening. Shay was asking me a quick question. Shay's in the room, by the way, if you want to say hey to her. She's lounging while we're streaming tonight. That's my fiance, folks.
It's like, go make us some sandwiches.
She's gonna get you, man. she knows where to find you on that server. She'll scour through the mailing list of B&B and go hunt you down.
I love you, Shay.
Oh, she's making a face. I'm kidding. No, she's playing.
I mean, what surprised me? Yeah.
No, but we that would be really cool. So there's a couple folks I'm actually trying to get in the server to run some games for us. That's Sandy. I wanted to see if he'll be up for it. I don't know how often these guys run online games though, because generally they play their games in person. So it'd be really cool to see if we could get Ken St. Andre to run some Tunnels and Trolls for us as well.
Oh, I will recommend everyone go to the Barrels of Borderlands YouTube channel, watch that Bronstein video that he posted up that I played in, because that's the finale. It's basically the finale ending of that Bronstein, and it just all went to high hell.
It went wild. He lost multiple characters to
almost did, but I think
he's probably subdued. Yeah. Duskquill, that's probably what it is from, but because I didn't get any subscription money. That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
But anyway, the video on the end, it's Zinfarin, the Palace of the Sorcerer King, Barrowstein, and that video is absolutely insane. A nuclear bomb or a dirty bomb goes off, demons are spawned,
Wizards are fighting.
Yeah, Hunter lost both of his characters.
Well, the second character that you gave me, let's see, we got there. I drank the wine, which someone had put chest burster eggs in, so I had an alien burst down my chest. Someone also threw a grenade in the face of the demon at the same time. It just everyone decided, let's all do our play. Let's do this here and here and here, and everything went off at the same time when we were all about to put in the vote for who was going to be sentenced to death.
Dude, it was absolutely insane. Y'all should definitely go check that one out. We'll be running another Barrowstein here soon after the Kickstarter is over. This one's going to be a little bit different, but I won't spoil what it is. But everyone is invited to those games. They play a little bit differently, but they're a lot of fun.
Oh, well,
I think we about ran it out, man.
I think so too. Is there anything else you think you may want to just throw in there before we call it a night?
I think, definitely go back the Kickstarter. At the very least, go check out Emperor's Choice Games and Miniatures, info.com, because they've got miniatures on there that are really awesome. And also Fellowship of the Thing. Go watch Secrets of Blackmore with Griffith Morgan.
one of the newer per people in our servers, Mac, just said he watched Deathstalker after hearing me mention it.
Nice. Hey, Mac
So-
needs to get in on a game. He's got a cool setup now. He's got both the box set and the hardback, and he printed out the outdoor survival map to play the campaign with us.
A lot of the bros talk about the outdoor survival map thing, so I probably need to look into that. So,
well, okay, so the Barrows in Borderlands map.
I'm thinking about the Wilderness Survival book is what I'm thinking about.
So that the map that we use for Barrows in Borderlands, it lines up to the outdoor survival map. So when you're playing on Barrows in Borderlands in the world or in the Borderlands, you're actually playing on that same map. We've just modified some of the hexes and stuff. So
cool.
you've had that experience as of now.
This is my cool.
Yep. And so everyone, as always, you can find me here on YouTube and on Rumble, which I'm also live streaming from, but I didn't get a lot of Rumble people today. I guess they were all too busy to watch. So usually I get like a couple guys I know that you prefer Rumble over YouTube, but that's okay.
I like using both. They're pretty good.
Yeah. And then you can also find me on X. It's the Ultra Mega TTRPGer at Ultra TTRPGER. I need to repost a link again where you can also buy my Tabletop Frontline merch. It's just a shirt and a mug right now. And I got something new in the works for a new shirt idea for something that I've been kind of working on in the background a little bit here and there, slowly but surely. So that another shirt probably going to be coming out soon.
It's a laser prepare to die shirt, Baron. I'm kidding.
Well, thank you all again for joining us tonight. Thank you, Matthew, for joining me
Thank
on
you
this.
a lot, man. This is good.
This was great. You'll probably more than likely be coming back on once I can talk to the Empire guys about getting the Arduin guys about getting them on here and figuring out when. So,
that'd be pretty cool. I'm sure they'd love that. But thank you all for joining. Like and subscribe.
Yep. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. And make sure you all enjoy your weekend. Roll some dice if you've got a game coming on, and just be safe out there, y'all. And stay warm because the cold weather's coming through. So
yes, it is.
Right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.